atmosphere absorbing light at different rates, right?
Refraction
You said forget
index.
all that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And you
He
said
was
forget all that.
How
conflating refraction of light with the air refraction index,
oh God.
which is a
So how does
measure of transparency. It's not actually the phenomena of refraction when light changes the medium of propagation.
Yeah, there's no medium change; it's all air, right? And unless you're saying
Exactly.
air has a different isotropic change in medium, I didn't know that
Yes.
existed, but yeah. So I
well
mean, but so like
I
the
didn't
way
know it
you hand,
existed either till I looked into it.
yeah, like the way you hand waved it is like when somebody gave you, hey, have you looked into like where was the sun, like to your west or east, behind you, in front of you, things like that. You said, yeah, but why can't I see it?
Nobody said that.
But why can't I see it? No, but he did
You
talk about
Nobody
the
did.
said that
sun.
though.
Yeah,
You
he
did
did.
say. You said that
But now you're making up things
refraction
that I
of
rejected, though,
light.
Tanks. I never
Listen,
rejected that. It was never brought
you
up.
said you said the refraction of light makes you see further,
You
and
can
you
see,
change your
yes.
mind when I actually told you the probably intentional fallacy. Yeah, probably you're a scammer, and you were
Probably I'm a
using.
scammer for real.
Yeah.
What
Because
would I have to gain
you
from
were
scamming you guys?
listen. You
Well, if you think I'm
were
a scammer, why are you talking to me?
you were misusing the term, yeah, of refraction of light here, yeah. And when people did not address this, you thought that they don't know, yeah. And you, with knowledge of things what they are, yeah, you took your chance with them. That makes you a dishonest person.
I took my chance with them. What did I do?
Yes. Yeah.
I was trying to have a
You
discussion with people
profit,
before you showed up.
listen, you try to profit from people with lesser knowledge
How would I profit?
because you were conflating, yeah, the
That doesn't answer
refraction
how
of
I
light
profit.
with the refraction index of the air, which is
Or maybe.
not
Yeah.
one and the same thing.
How do I
Maybe he's
profit
talking
from
about he's
that?
referencing a intellectual exchange, right? So it's like an exchange in intellect and knowledge, and you were pretending to have somewhere you didn't. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
but you see,
Okay, that's fair.
when I give him the refraction index of the air, and when I explained him, yeah, um, he he said, "Oh, I don't believe that's true." And I told him, "You don't need to believe me. You just go verify physics of light and search what is the refraction index of the air. What does it measure? Yeah, because it measures the transparency of the air. There is no fucking perfect transparent in this world.
Yeah, I never made that argument though.
Yeah. So there's nothing that has a transparency index of 1. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the air cannot be a perfect transparent. So therefore, we can measure its transparency. Yeah. How transparent it is. How well we can see through it.
Okay.
Yeah. And these values change with the weather conditions because
Okay.
the air is a mixture of gases and vapor,
And
liquids. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, it could be even mercury vapor. You know, if you boil mercury inside your house, you will have make mercury
Please make it
vapor
stop.
inside the
Please make it
room,
stop.
and that will make a much higher refraction index, so it will be
Oh
less
my God.
transparent.
Wow.
Wow, what? You came in here, you claim that we don't know things and
Mercury.
we
Seriously?
blind believers, but you are the one that fucking come and argue with people that know stuff they verified, yeah? They even know what science is, and you have no fucking clue, and you come here and pose as a person of all knowledge God. You're not. You're a nobody. You are
Oh, I know
definitely an
that.
anti-flat earther. You are not a legitimate civil person here in this
I'm not a
server.
legitimate civil person.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
not. You're not. You're not civil. Yeah,
How am
you
I
are
not
a
civil?
anti-flat earther. Yeah, you are part of flat earth society, an anti-flat
Oh,
earther.
damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you are a controlled opposition. Yeah, you make
Oh,
you pose as a clown, deny everything, all knowledge of people, of mankind, all natural science.
So he has to attack the person, right?
You lie to children. You are a danger in this society. You should never
wow.
be allowed
Wow.
close to children. That's how dangerous you are with your own mind.
Now, Dave, you sound like
Wow.
Whoa, what?
Sorry. Sorry. I'm
Many
sorry,
people
guys.
try to
I really
explain
shouldn't
to
be
you
laughing.
Back.
It's not
in a
nice.
very
I
nice
shouldn't be
manner,
laughing.
yeah? Many
I should
people
not be
try to
laughing.
explain to you and they answered in a very nice manner to your questions, but when they are asking you, you make fun, yeah?
I don't think I made fun
What's
of
wrong,
anybody
Scott?
yet.
What's wrong?
What
What?
since we started talking, what information have you verified that we have told you by now? Nothing. Because you
When it?
don't care. Your purpose here is not to find out,
Oh my
is to
God.
be a plague. That's your purpose. Yeah.
My purpose
What's
here
wrong,
to be a
Scott? What's wrong?
plague.
What's wrong?
Yeah. Believe me, I know
What?
what I'm saying. You have big issues in your
What?
life, in
What?
your
What are
social
my
life, in your
issues?
What's wrong?
family,
What's wrong,
a
Scott?
lot. In your whole life, you have many
I'm curious
issues.
now. What are you asking me, old scapegoat?
What's wrong?
Are you married?
Yes. 32
Yeah.
years. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you
So
should go
does
spend
your
some
wife
time with
love you?
her.
Yes, she does. And so do both my kids.
Yeah. Have you ever cheated on her?
No.
You're lying.
Yes.
Yeah, by this laugh that you have, I know that you are lying because you go out with your so-called buddies, yeah? You walk on the street, you look at the woman's ass and say, "Man, how I will bang that." Yeah? So that's cheating,
I would
Ron.
say you're projecting, but I doubt if you do
I'm
either.
not
So
projecting.
I
I
know.
know
That's why
exactly what
I know you.
you
I know
are.
you
I
don't.
know
I'm the
exactly
retort.
what you are. The
Yeah.
words
Uh-huh.
that comes out of your mouth, they betray you.
Dude, get help.
Well said.
Seriously, man. Get help.
Yeah. You need a padded room, man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm the
Scott.
one.
What's
Yeah,
wrong,
Yeah.
you're
Scott?
right.
What's wrong?
You need the padded room.
You need the padded room for sure.
Wow.
Come back when you can discuss something civilly without interrupting people.
I've interrupted people.
What's wrong, Scott? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong as far as I can tell. If you think there's something wrong, I'm glad to try to answer
I
your
think there's something
question.
wrong. I need another coffee.
No, I tell you guys, bro, I tell you guys, my family, FE family, this guy is here to actually pose as a clown, yeah, controlled opposition. So when people, ordinary people that really come to this knowledge of flat earth, they see something, they heard something about it, and they want to know more, yeah, and they come in here and they hear these clowns like Scott, yeah, arguing with us. um, they will say, "Oh, these people are all crazy," because they put
It's not my
us in the
fault.
same bucket with him.
Oh, they're gonna think I'm crazy. Okay, you go with
Duh.
that. You go with that.
Oh, yeah. I've only been here a week. I'm only a simple truck driver. Pretty
Okay.
obvious.
Scott, you've watched these guys ruin guys way smarter than you. Have you ever seen these guys lose?
Yeah, every day, all the time. Yeah, sure.
Explain one to me. What did they lose on?
You guys don't understand what celestial
No,
navigation
no.
is.
Explain one of the arguments that we lost.
Celestial navigation is one of the things you guys believe you understand, and you don't.
You don't understand celestial navigation.
Because you think it
How
involves
can you
right
how
triangles, and
can
it
you have a
can't.
triangle? Listen, moron. You can't have a triangle with curved lines. What the
We
fuck is
agree.
wrong with
We agree.
what? Yeah, then
Celestial navigation is not based on
celestial
triangles.
navigation doesn't work on a sphere.
It doesn't work with triangles.
No, on a sphere you don't
It
have
only
a
it
flat
only works on a sphere.
horizon. Yeah,
It doesn't work on a
It,
sphere
you
because
can't
the
have a
stars have to be in the same
horizon
spot
on a
in the
sphere.
sky every day, right?
Scott, I got a question
right.
for you.
Yes.
Did the Vikings use a sextant?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Why would I know?
Go look it up, you. Ugh.
Why does the
See,
history
you're not
of
even verifying
What do you
anything.
mean, why does the history? They thought
why
the
does
Earth
the
was
history of
fucking flat.
navigation
What's wrong,
matter?
Scott?
You think they knew about trigonometry back then, dude?
I don't know. I don't care. Look, when I
What
learned
you
Yeah,
don't
this
care?
is
calculus
what
when I learned
clowns say.
calculus in high school, did I need
And
to look at
guys,
Newton's
yeah,
history? And did I have to do a biography of Isaac Newton to learn calculus?
Whatever,
I tell
man.
you
What
what,
are you talking about
Scott.
now?
It's
I
a
asked
simple
you about
question.
fucking Vikings, dude, and you're gonna talk to me about fucking Newton? Like, what the fuck?
What does the history of something have to do with
Vikings use a
how things are
sextant or
used
didn't
now?
they?
I don't know.
And now
Why
you're
does it
just being
matter?
ignorant.
I agree. I'm ignorant about whether Vikings used sextants. Yes, I will cop to that. I am completely ignorant of that.
Well,
Why
I'm
does
telling
that
you
matter?
that we're
Why
told
does
they
that
did.
matter?
What do you
Why
mean?
does that
Why does
matter?
that matter? Was the Earth
Yes.
round when fucking Vikings were around? Did we have a
Yes.
globe?
Yes, we did.
Fuck you.
The Earth has been known to be flat way longer than
Dude,
it's
why the
been known to be round.
hostility?
And you think you've taken the moral
I don't
ground?
know
Why so
why.
hostile? Why is it so important to
Because
you?
you're a
that
Come
the Earth
fucking
is
on.
idiot,
flat?
dude.
But why do you matter? Why does
Someone,
it
a
care so much?
moderator
It's Flat Earth Friday
should
and we
ban this
fucking
guy.
hate
This guy
globalists.
has
I'm just playing, bro. I love you.
But you
seriously.
seem very angry, disproportionately angry. I wonder if you know why.
Oh, I know why. Because you're an ignorant fool, dude. That's why. And I can't argue with people like you, man. You infuriate me, right?
Why though? How am I going to hurt your life?
Because you knowingly lie to children and to all people around you and everyone you talk to. Yeah. So you're a default. By default, you are a liar. That's why you are despicable. That's why we hate
Parasite.
you. Yeah.
They were using this celestial navigation long before we had a fucking globe, dude.
So?
So how the fuck did they use it if we didn't have a fucking globe back then?
I have no idea, and
You
I'm
don't care to
guessing they
know,
didn't.
right?
Why is it important to you to know that fact and not know just how they use
Because
it
you're
today?
saying it doesn't work on a flat Earth, Scott.
It doesn't.
What are you, fucking dumb?
It doesn't.
He's not getting it.
Not the celestial navigation that we use today, where a degree of elevation
He's
is basically a
getting
degree
it,
on the
but
curve.
he intentionally denies it.
I mean, do any of you guys
And
know how
whenever,
celestial navigation works?
What's wrong,
whenever,
Scott? What's wrong?
whenever anyone makes a point, he says, "I don't care, I don't know, I don't care." Yeah, he appeals to ignorance.
Yep.
I don't need to know the
Yeah,
entire history of
You
disease in order to
do.
know what they understand germ
fuck
theory
off.
today.
Piss off.
A lot of hostility in the room.
Hey,
I'm gonna talk with
Yeah,
the
'cause you're
moderator
reality.
Yeah, you sound like
personally.
an
I will
ignorant
talk
fool.
and
You
ask him to
speak
ban you.
absurdities and you clown
Yeah,
yourself every
he's
time
a
you speak. Like,
panda.
no, you guys, he's okay.
Well, I know
Yeah,
how
No,
celestial
he's not
navigation works
okay.
okay,
today.
bro.
Yeah, Scott's
He's
okay,
not
man.
okay. Denying facts, denying scientific facts.
What fact have I denied?
Your eyeballs.
Refraction index of the air.
Let me tell you a good Scott story. So yesterday he's trying to gaslight this girl into thinking
What have I denied?
it's okay to let unvetted immigrants from state sponsors of terrorism, and he couldn't figure out a way to explain it to her. So I said, "Hey, how about
Did I
this?
drop off?
Just tell them that you have you have some idea that the media, because her whole
It seems to me you guys
firepower."
don't put forth anything. All you try to do is say that the Earth is not a globe, and you
Can you stop interrupting people?
Yeah. With a
Yeah.
numb nut. This is the thing too. He gets high as fuck, forget who he turns down, and then the next day he's like, can't remember shit. So we're in this on Gem Panda server in the politics section, and I said to her, I can't remember who the person was, like Southern Belle or whatever. That they're peddling fear on a lot of these right wing news sources. They want you to be scared. If they get you scared, they can get you watching and get you watching more. And he said anything Crit said is a lie, or something along those lines. I'm like, wow, really?
Yeah.
So I just gave you a good reason
Yeah.
to use to talk to her about how she can kind of dial back the intensity of unvetted immigrants from state sponsors of terror. And he decided to argue. I go like, what the fuck, dude? Why wouldn't you use that? He said because I called him. I said he was high, that he was a little bit intoxicated. So
Yeah.
since I said that,
So
he said anything I say after that is automatically wrong for the end of time. Even though he was high, he was blitzed out of his mind. He just doesn't want to admit it.
no. This kind of man, Crit. I don't want you to make this mistake. This kind of men, they don't get high. They are drug addicts. I tell you from personal experience, I tried vast majority of drugs out there, and I'm not an addict except cigarettes.
Was everyone know what left lane
So
needed?
that's my only addiction, cigarettes. And in fact, it's not an addiction. I consider smoking a holy ritual, man.
That's proof that
So
it's an addiction. You done
you
yo,
can
deified your
say
smoking.
whatever
that's
you
like
want, yeah.
cancerous,
I
man.
don't believe what the doctors say. You believe what they say. Yeah. And the
Oh, if you eat good
doctors
diet, you'd be
push
there.
the politicians
Yeah.
to
Hey,
give a
Jet.
law to have these pictures on the cigarettes. So
Yeah,
the
the
politicians
marketing.
obviously are not the truth speakers. Yeah. Now anyway, I don't want to advertise it.
All right, you keep
Yeah.
puffing those
But
cigarettes.
I know. On another
these
server, we
guys,
talked about this too.
yeah.
But like,
If you smoke, yeah, weed, for example, like he was saying, I was high. You smoke weed, and then you do stuff that you don't know, and next day you say, "Oh, I did that. I was
Nobody does that
high."
on weed, my guy.
Exactly. So if you behave like a bum or a wicked ass, yeah, when you are high, and next day people bring that to you, and you say, "Oh, you use the excuse I was high." That's not an excuse. That actually shows who. This is what drugs do. They pull out who you are, the true you.
Everything you do makes up the true you.
What do you
Your
mean?
little cigarette habit makes up the true you. You take
What does
away
that
any habit or daily activity that you do, eventually you are left with no you.
That's deep.
Yeah, it's a you do you, right? Would you agree with that, right, Clay? You do
Yeah, it
you.
could be a new you.
It's not you do you, it's you do you, boo.
Yeah, if you add the boo on there, that adds a little bit of emphasis.
Yes.
Because people like, some of these anti-flat earthers, when I say you do you, they completely freak out over that because they don't want to take responsibility for what they do. It's what they do is because of somebody else. So it's like they haven't really became a man yet because they can't even take responsibility for their own actions. And what they'll do is they'll rewrite history too. That's why it's so important to have this live stream because you can go back and actually listen to what happened, when, where, why, and how. And even then, they'll hear it and realize that they were in the wrong and still not be able to take responsibility for it. They'll
What if they
find
take
someone else.
responsibility? What if they change?
Yeah, I would say it's nothing new under the sun. It's like individuals can change, but this collective sort of debooking, anti-flat Earth culture, they're not going to change. They're too invested at this point. They spent too many years, sunken cost
But why is
fallacy.
it important? Why is it important for us to know about whether the Earth is flat or not? Why can't we just accept that we're human beings on some sort of terrestrial land and that's it?
Yeah,
Well, you're
that's
What's
okay.
to you because you're in here. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's great.
that's okay. Like he's curious about both sides, but yeah, if somebody just gonna be like, "Hey, the Earth is what it is," and I'm just gonna accept it as it comes, that's a really good framework.
Yeah, it is exactly what you're experiencing it to be.
Yeah, and adding nothing. Do not add and do not take away. Like say, I walk around the Earth as a terrestrial body. I can do these things. I can use the Earth to do that. And then just leave it at that. That's about as most objective thing you can do. When you start sprinkling in like, oh, somebody else over here did some sort of weird thing with celestial, navigation. Therefore, all your lived experiences are now incorrect. See, that's when you start
to
thinking
invent
like,
quantum particles.
Yeah, but Chris, they asked this question. Okay, what does it change if I know the Earth is flat or not? Well, when you actually know the Earth is flat, you go and study more into natural sciences to actually see the truth of nature, yeah, reality. And then you find out, oh, we have Professor Claude Shannon from MIT in the 1940s. He made the theory of information, yeah, and you actually see scientific evidence for the existence of the creator, yeah, and then you go to the Bible because hey, if there is a creator, mankind has many religions already, and there are millions of books written down. And when you verify them, yeah, when you check them out, you see they all speak about a flat Earth. They describe a flat Earth. They all contain a moral source, yeah, the good morals. Now you start to discern. Now you see that this creator actually didn't create this world just like that, so some wild, loose, living beings can dance in La La Land and say kumbaya, sing kumbaya. No. Actually, he created this world for us. Oh, he gave the rulership of this world to someone else. And that fucking someone else took ownership of this world just because you are ignorant and you don't know that is yours. The land, the forest, everything, the animals, everything, rivers, waters, oceans, fishes, birds, all of them, they are ours. Even the air
Trees.
is ours.
The leaves too.
And they should be paying tax for having their corporations to be able to exist in this world and function.
Oh, you're saying like build it over the trees and the grass and the rivers and stuff like that. They
No,
should pay.
all the corporations that mine for anything, for metals, for oil, for drill down the earth for oil, for whatever they pull out of this world, yeah, they bring to surface, yeah, they should be paying for it, not us, because it is ours, not theirs.
So they're saying they took what's yours and sold it back to you.
Yes.
His first
It,
statement where he said they took ownership. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
hey, Heretic, is there a
Yeah.
reason why left lane's muted? I was gonna
What'd you
unmute him,
say?
but do you know why left lane's muted?
I don't know. I have no idea. You could probably
You-
go ahead and unmute him.
Probably was
But what
scrolling or something.
advantage do I get with
Yesterday,
knowing whether the Earth is flat or not? That's the question. Like, what advantage do I get? Do I like enlighten myself into some sort of other realm?
Well, it kind of
well,
shoots the
at
big
least
bet out of.
listen,
It's all right
you
to be
don't have
blind,
to
brother.
pay any tax for your house, and then when you work, yeah, there shouldn't be taxes on your salary, on your work and stuff. And then you will search, okay, how can I avoid paying these taxes legally, not illegally? Yeah. So then you go to your company where you work, to the HR, yeah, and you ask them to give you that form, yeah, where they filed for you for the IRS. Yeah, they filed it in your name for the IRS, and they mark those check boxes that you are willingly to pay taxes to the government. So now you ask for that fucking form, you complete it with your name and everything, and you put the first box, yeah, which uh, you don't pay taxes because you don't want to contribute, help the government with money, and then you will not be paying taxes legally, and they cannot force you to pay taxes. So yeah, it does help because they live like parasites on your back. But this information, you don't get it talking with them, listening to them, believing everything they say on TV, on radio, on internet, or whatever. They took ownership over the internet. I fight against this shit ever since 1991. No company, no private company or corporation should be allowed to have root access on internet, on servers. They all should have been controlled by governmental institutions. All of them. So there would be no fucking Facebook, no nothing. as it is now, so that these people like Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, whatever, Bezos, whatever, yeah, so they cannot create um, algorithms which are actually at the level of weapons, godly weapons. That's what they are.
I have a question about like flat Earth and stuff.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So, like, what is it exactly? Is it like flat? Because I've been told like Earth is just like Earth by someone else, and I'm a little
Yes.
confused.
It is a flat plane of existence. Yeah, the ground has topography, hills, mountains, rivers, valleys, whatever.
Like a snow globe.
But
Yeah.
overall, yeah, it's pretty much like a snow globe.
Can I
Yeah.
ask you
I
a
understand
question?
like
So,
What?
basing off of what you just said, it's completely flat. How is it held upright in this plane of existence? What is the plane of existence, if not gravity?
Well, okay. You see, if we dismiss gravity, your question is pertinent because you have been given this heliocentric model, yeah, where the Earth floats in vacuum, and all these balls spin around each other. They attract, and blah blah. Okay, so it makes sense. It's a pertinent question, but this is the only view that you have been given yet. Now there is something else which can explain. And for example, when you take bismuth, yeah, and you submerge it in liquid nitrogen. Someone is hot micing.
For Barkin height, because we
Someone's hot micing. Okay. So,
Yeah, I got it.
yeah, okay. So, when you submerge it in liquid nitrogen, so bring it to minus 170 degrees Celsius, yeah, it's super cold. And you put it in a magnetic field, you will see that it gets quantum locked and it just floats there and it keeps a stable position above inside that magnetic field. When you put it above a magnet, or if you make a magnet track, yeah, and you put this bismuth on top of it, it will float and actually even go in a circular path. You can make a circular magnetic track
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
magnets.
You
Yeah,
don't have to delve so
yeah,
deep into it. I'm very
yeah.
understanding semiconductors. Like I understand how that works.
Great. Yeah.
Superconductor.
So
And so how are
yeah.
we just flying? Okay, and I understand it, and I don't want to be ignorant or arrogant. So
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, there's the way of the gravity and all of the magnetic forces along with that, and we're like a sphere, and then there's obviously we're a plane of existence. But why believe one over the other, and what made you believe flat? Or like, give me your strongest flat Earth, I guess.
Well, okay.
I've been
Now
asking for that all
there
day.
is this thing we call down vector. Yeah. Oh, by the way, hello, Flat Globe. Love you, bro. How have you been? So, in the world, we live inside an electric field, magnetic field, and electrostatic field. Um, these are the forces that govern the nature. Now, this down vector, um, down direction we experience, is caused by all these forces combined.
Can I?
Vast majority of elements from Mendeleev's table at chemistry, they are of positive make. So they will be attracted to the negative plane, Gaussian plane. So they make up the negative Gaussian plane.
I feel like before we stray off, I'd like to get a consensus on the question, which was, and I actually just forgot that. Well, give me one. Ugh, that's crazy. But why do you take this theory? I mean, you can explain why it works to me. Why do you hold that above what the other scientists say in regard to we have a sphere and the gravity and all these? Like, why choose one over the other? You know?
What is a sphere?
Well, you see, to achieve levitation, we can use ultrasounds, yeah, to create, to actually levitate things between two speakers, and they will float in the middle of the air, you know, if you hit the right frequencies and stuff. In those points of resonance, when you create these points of sound resonance in the air, you can have particles trapped there. Now, we can use also electromagnetism to levitate things, yeah, and we can even use magnets, super magnets, to levitate things. But you cannot use anti-gravity to
Oh,
make anything
yeah,
fly or
and
float.
I think
Yeah.
I have a direct contradiction in what you're saying, but I think it might be a
Okay.
misunderstanding. So I'd like for you to clear up. Well, I don't know if you heard what I said, but I feel like we have a more of a misunderstanding that's going to brew into something else if we don't clarify it now. So I'd like to know what are your stances on the other planets. So I guess I'm understanding your idea of the physics that govern our world, which is different than
Yeah,
obviously.
you are going to the
So,
sky, and
wait,
listen,
wait, wait.
your
Wait.
cosmology. Yeah,
When I really
I
understood
understand.
when you use the vibrations as when you use that analogy, it really made sense to me. But now I have to pose the question of, um, are they soft? Like, is the sun or is Mars and are these other things, are they round to then create that
Well,
resonance? Because if they
listen.
were round, then they would create.
One moment. One moment.
I
What's
feel
your
like you're
name,
about to wow
please?
us. I feel like you're about to wow us and say the Earth is just flat and everything else is.
Slow
No.
down. Wait for a response.
I'm trying to answer you. What's your name first? What's
My
your name first?
my
Because my
is J2.
screen is broken and I can't see. So,
Is it Alan?
Yeah, my name is Alan.
okay,
So
Alan.
Necros, can we please just let Necros? Can we just please let Get Beget and Alan play out this conversation? You can
Thank you.
get a word in afterwards.
I'm just asking, do you hear me when I talk?
Not very well. You're cutting in and out. You're roboting. So, yeah. Take a break. Fix your connection. Now, Alan.
And now,
We can actually. I can show you how a liquid, yeah, water or any other kind of liquid can actually float, yeah. So
Yes,
when you
super
put
for
it in
super
a
critical state. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about,
when you
brother.
put it
Jupiter,
in an
Uranus.
aquarium, yeah, you will have a stripe of water, and below it, at the bottom of the aquarium, you will have air, and on top, also in the middle, you have water, and on top, air. Now, when you sink a boat, yeah, down, all the way down, that boat will be floating that liquid, but upside down.
I just want to say that I do agree with you, and I
Yeah.
feel like you agree with those underwater lakes, those oceans underneath the oceans, and I do resonate with you on that. I just the orientation
Hmm.
of the shape is, or the shape of the Earth is like that's what. Why is it flat, bro?
It's
Like
called the
you're
density
a smart guy.
gradient.
You're a very smart guy, and I like the way you articulate yourself. And I think debating someone
Thank
like you
you.
who articulates themselves so slowly and so reserved, as opposed to someone like me who's so fast, and it's easier to catch me like off guard. And you've been leading
Yeah,
too, which
you are
makes it a lot
young.
easier. So it's like it's really cool. So why is
I
we're not a saucer, bro? What are you talking about?
I know when you are young, you getting information very quick, very fast, at a very high pace, and yeah, I've got older. I know how that feels, and when I speak, I don't speak that faster as I was when I was younger. So, and also English is
Your
not
middle
my
core
first.
ability. It's very good.
Yeah. Now we were talking about gravity, right? Like,
Two waters, two oceans.
Oh,
yeah,
to touch up on that for
mm,
anyone who's curious, what Get was talking about is supercritical fluid, which is the instance between a liquid and a gas becoming like a liquid becoming gas, and like, and it's this flow state of we call it supercritical fluid, and it has like
Yeah, this
different properties.
substance was discovered in the 1930s, a Bose-Einstein condensate, around the time of the Second
no, it
International
was
Polar
not
Year.
discovered. It was theorized at that time, the Bose-Einstein condensate.
Yeah, that's right, theorized.
But we never achieved the Bose-Einstein condensate. Actually, the furthest we achieved was like the smallest fraction above 0 degrees Kelvin. So that is a very low state of energy, but it's not Bose-Einstein's condensate. So we never achieved that actually, and it looks like it's really impossible to achieve it. So we exhausted pretty much all everything that we could do, and it's not achievable. The Bose-Einstein
So,
condensate.
get, you're aware of the International Polar Year events, right?
Mm,
The third
maybe I
one,
don't know it
the
by
third
the
one was
name.
called the space race. The second one
Yeah,
preceded World War II. The first one was in the late 1800s.
yeah. So the
So
race for the North Pole.
well, yes, and here's what's interesting. So the Bose-Einstein condensate was theorized around the time during the Second International Polar Year expedition
Mm, I
with the
see.
firmament.
Yeah,
But
that's
none of those
interesting.
gravity theories were accepted by the quantum physics. None the mass gravity from Newton or the space-time gravity from Einstein, it's not applicable in a quantum scale. So it's refused. It's just a
Yes.
theory. We can't repeat it. You can't repeat it. But like said get B, we are in a Gaussian surface. If you know what Gaussian law is, Gaussian
Yes.
surface, it means that you have a surface below you that is negatively charged, and another surface above you that is positively charged. And that is scientifically measurable, repeatable, testable,
Yes.
verifiable. You can measure the negative charge of the Earth. You can take just a kid, any kid. We did it. You take a balloon with a mass, with a certain mass. Take a balloon with a certain mass, a rubber balloon. Fill it with the air from your
Yeah.
lungs.
Inflated. Yes.
Rub it against your hair. This balloon will have an added charge. It was
Charge.
positively charged balloon will have another added charge, and it will stick to any positive charged surface. So the wall, your roof, the ceiling, you, the balloon will stick on anything because the vector will be the positive charge surface. When this balloon, at the particular moment, this balloon will touch the surface of the Earth, because the Earth sucks any supplement charge in any matter, it will lose its supplement charge, and it will no more stick in any positively charged matter. It will be a normal balloon. You throw it, it will go down to the earth normally, because the earth is negatively charged. The lightning never goes up because the lightning is positively charged. It goes to the ground because it
Yeah,
negatively.
there is a discharge between the two Gaussian planes. Yes.
Yeah,
So the
and this.
clouds, which are highly positively charged, very close to the Earth's surface, they are like an altitude of 10 kilometers, 30,000 feet, 40,000 feet. For us, it is a high altitude, but at that altitude, the electrostatic voltage potential is also much higher than it is at the ground surface.
It graduates
So
for
yeah,
100 volt per meter.
yeah.
So imagine it. And because science, because real science, reality, it is repeatable, verifiable. I can,
And
I can make
falsifiable, correct.
fall up. I
Yeah.
can make things fall up. If I create a Gaussian surface with a positive charge that is above, and the negative charge, I will flip the surface. I will put the negative charge above and the
Yeah.
positive charge below. So I will flip the natural Gaussian surface that we live in. I will make those things that I put in the positive charge when I turns on my system. Those things will fall to the negative charge, so it will fall up. It's
Well,
repeatable.
I tell you something interesting. A balloon, you can charge it even electrostatically, positive or negative charge. And you see, when you put two balloons electrostatically charged positive, they repel each other. When you put two balloons electrostatically charged, one positive, one negative, they attract each other.
Yeah, it's normal. It's physics. The
And
positive
they,
will
yeah,
always
but
attract negative.
they come to an equilibrium. Until they come to an equilibrium, they exchange electrons, whatever, and then
Yep.
they move apart like normal.
200% correct, man.
Now there is something, an element of nature which is very weird. You know, water is attracted always to uh, either positive or negative charge. It will always be attracted to this. And for example, when you have a hourglass, with that sand falling, you know, and you use this to actually see uh, particles of sand being attracted to the positive and some particles being repelled by the positive and with the negative also. But when we do this with water, we see that we can observe that water is attracted to any charge, to both charges, you know. This is very fascinating. I haven't studied this in depth, the phenomenon, but I do recommend to people to look into it. Now, yeah, according to Ampere um, laws, um, you cannot have a positive charge out of nothing, vacuum. It doesn't work, you know, the way they say. Like to actually
You need.
claim that there is a vacuum of space out there, you know, because
Yeah, yeah.
the sky would be a vacuum, and to be actually the positive plane, yeah, the higher we go in altitude, we can measure that the electrostatic voltage potential increases. So we are getting closer to the positive Gaussian plane. And yeah, it cannot be a vacuum, like nothing, absence of matter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
correct because the
yeah,
Gaussian surface need two surfaces. One
yeah,
that need to be a negative surface, and the other
yeah,
surface it has to be a positive surface. And those surfaces
yeah,
cannot be gases or something just like that. It must be a surface, a real solid
yeah.
surface. You can reproduce it in reality. Take just the test that I put there for the balloon. Take a balloon, fill it with the air, rub it against your hair or your shirt, and let it stick to the wall. And ask yourself, please. It's a simple question. Where is gravity?
Yeah, it's absent.
It's a balloon with mass. It's a balloon with a certain mass.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it has to fall. When it's a normal situation, this balloon will fall.
yeah.
But
Yeah, if you
because
can't isolate if you can't isolate the electrostatics, how could anybody ever claim that gravity is playing any part whatsoever? Yeah.
they can't isolate the
Exactly.
electrostatic. They can't.
We can't. We live inside. I mean, even the magnetic field of the world, we cannot isolate from it.
Yeah, because any
Yeah,
matter, the matter
yeah,
itself, it's positively charged. Any matter,
yeah,
you can't isolate the electrostatic ingredient
yeah.
and say, oh, it's gravity. No, it's not.
Yeah, it permeates through all materials. Yeah, I mean that's how you measure the density. You can measure the charge of objects and correlate it to
Yeah.
their density. How could you
But
how could you ever
And for the guy
remove
who
that?
asked about the planets, like I showed you here,
He's gone.
we have no assumptions. Here we have no assumptions. We project
yeah,
reality. We test reality. So when I'm talking about something, when I tell you about the incoherent electrostatic the downward vector, it's reality. It's something that I can measure. I can manipulate by myself. It's not
Yeah, but
theory.
can you measure incoherent electric static acceleration underwater?
That guy.
I didn't understand the question.
If, let's say, you're underwater in the ocean, maybe 200 feet down, how do you measure electrostatic acceleration, incoherent electrostatic acceleration?
Water is already matter. The water is already electrostatic. You can't.
Yeah, so
yeah.
is
It
the air.
is electrostatic conductive.
So
Is
is
that a
the
is that a
air.
really smart is that
You
a
have
really super high level smart way of saying like weight? Like what does that mean?
Yeah,
because
I think.
the
Okay.
acceleration varies. No one can assume that the acceleration is always 9.8. It's not. Things can go up.
Correct.
A helium balloon go up. It's not. It doesn't fall
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
nine point
exactly.
eight
So if I say
meters.
abracadabra to vel maim cosmos hydratos, then I win the game, right? Because if I have the biggest word and I can say that my theory is the best, Sasha, then I win, right? I think that's how it works, right, guys? Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
technically,
Yeah,
that's
haven't
Yeah.
we already
Yep.
established that
the
water is
longitude.
dielectric?
you can create a vacuum chamber and drop a balloon and a rock, and they'll fall at the
Yeah,
same time.
water's
Yeah,
a
you can go
lot
into
more than dielectric. Yeah, to teach water's dielectric, I'd like the students to know a lot more than that. Water's very special. It's
Yeah.
the fingertip of God. Yeah.
you can
So,
go
so
in a
why is
hull
it
of a
when we
ship that's
drop things
underwater
over
and do the
water
same.
that it falls at the same rate as over ground?
Because of the
That's how
density
God made
gradient.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree, but
Incoherent.
I don't
Amen.
quite agree with this incoherent
I
electrostatic
explained to you.
acceleration stuff.
Well,
I don't know.
I
the
explained the
Oh,
ship
water,
to
okay.
you. It's
Then I
not.
apologize, Amish.
the
Then I'm
water.
understanding you better. Now I apologize. Thank you. Yes.
Yep,
I
yep.
will.
There's a
I'll
conflict.
explain it.
Good.
I'll explain
I
it
will
to
explain
you.
Thomas Shinson.
The incoherent electrostatic downward vector is
Acceleration.
just a vector. it is just a vector that shows you where will
Um,
things go. Then
Yeah,
I
Sasha,
I
Sasha, did you
understand
use
you.
this word, Sasha?
It's not Sasha. It's not Sasha.
Get beget. I'm so sorry. I
Um,
did the same thing. I'm a normie
yeah,
like everybody else. Damn it! I tried to be different. Shit. Dang it,
no
Get.
problem. So,
Okay,
but
did you come
I
up? Are
want to
you saying this,
address.
Get beget? Are you saying, or is he? Which one of you is saying this? Can we get who's a claim right here?
Yeah, I was talking with Alan, and I allowed this guy to explain the Gaussian planes and also a little bit of incoherent electrostatic acceleration. Now, I want to say that incoherent electrostatic acceleration does not explain alone the down vector we experience.
yeah.
Therefore, we cannot use it.
Thank you.
The problem
Amen.
is, yeah, the problem is my personal belief. Um, I believe that the presence and existence of all these three natural forces and fields, electricity, electrostatics, and magnetism, all of them together cause this down vector. So all elements of nature, they do have magnetic properties, electric and electrostatic. Uh, an electric property does not mean to just be electrically conductive. They, there are materials that are non-conductive, but that doesn't mean we actually understand what that truly happening. Like why they are good insulators. We
Well,
use plastic around the copper wires, yeah, to not make an electric contact arc.
You
So,
test the
so Gabby,
permeability.
let me ask you something.
Yeah,
Kat. Does
can I say
yeah.
something?
incoherency create a monopole?
Can I say something?
No.
The incoherent electrostatic is just a vector. It's not a
Yes.
causation
Yes.
of
Yes,
the
and it's
problem.
supposed to
It
be a
can
universal attractor.
let me finish my idea. It's just the vector. It's the electrostatics and the magnetism and the electricity. It established the vector, the downward vector. Then it comes
Yeah.
the density and the buoyancy to sort the elements. The denser below, the less denser
Yeah.
above.
All right, so
Like
so can you
like happening
explain
with
what makes
water.
it incoherent? Why do they call it incoherent? I can
Please
tell you why.
continue.
Go ahead.
Well, it has to
Continue.
do with the orientation of the electrons.
Yeah.
They are not
I
they are not
think
looking in
maybe
the same direction.
direction of spin. Yeah. Direction
So
of
does
spin.
this create a monopole or does it not? And that's what I wonder.
Sounds a little wise to me.
Yeah. I think we are trying to go
Can I
into
explain it, Oren?
God's mind.
Beget.
It's called incoherent
Yeah.
because a magnet, when you have a magnet, the
Your
the
mic is
the
real low, Necros.
and the negative and the positive polarities are filled inside the magnet. But when we are talking about Gaussian surfaces, you have a surface below that is negative and nothing inside. You have an incoherent medium that have positive and negative fill inside that are not sorted, just like that, negative charge inside element that can jump from an element to another element. uh, but the Gaussian surfaces, the polarities are one down, one above, but the middle side, it's not like a magnet. The magnet, it's coherent, it's a coherent magnetism. It is homogeneous. It is homogeneous. But
Right.
inside the Gaussian surfaces, you have an unhomogeneous particles that are positively charged, negatively charged. You have the negative and the positive everywhere.
I'm waiting for an ending. Are we going to land soon? So here's the deal, bro. Do I have to believe this religion, or is this optional?
No, it's not
optional.
It's optional, dude. It's
Okay, good.
optional.
Okay, thank God. Okay, good. All right, I didn't know where we were going here. Like, if I had to sign paperwork, or you were going to pull my credit score, you know, like where we were going to go from this and have the next conversation, bro. I was going to tell you about my torque converter and my Dodge Ram next, and I want you guys to know how my engine works and my 360, and I have a 410 gear ratio. Let's do that next.
Your SF86 is invalidated.
Damn it. Well, forget it. Then I'm going to go back in my corner. I'm going to go to the dungeon.
I thought the Gaussian surface was negatively charged. Now it's both positively and negatively charged.
Well,
no, one
that's
surface
dangerous.
is positive, the other surface.
Yeah, so incoherency implies that it's both.
Middle side.
It sounds like this whole thing is incoherent, bro. Like, what is this even talking about?
Yeah,
like, what are we trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish? I'm just curious. What is it?
Dog shit, dude.
Hey, man, what are we trying to accomplish? Do I need to know this to start a farm, or to go fishing, or to do anything in reality? To fly a plane?
No, this is a cope. It's a replacement for gravity.
I'm sure you could use it.
No,
for
it's not.
Okay, hold on. Let him talk. Okay, continue. Okay, fine.
I just sent a link in the chat. You can watch it if you want when you are.
Well, yeah, they literally use electroculture, which uses this exact premise to grow plants. So you can use it for growing crops.
Yeah, we've been growing plants way before any of that bullshit existed, man. So get with the times, man. You're about 4,000 years late.
Yeah, they're growing
5,000, 6,000 years late, bro. Get over yourself. My goodness. Go ahead, get.
They're growing them like 10
What's the name of
very little soil.
Okay, Soylent Green. I got it. Thanks.
You asked. You asked. I mean,
yeah, you don't know. What are you talking about? It's not used for anything, bro. It's in your imagination, princess.
You literally asked, does it help me grow crops?
I know it's in your imagination. I asked a question. Now you're lying.
In reality,
thank you for proving my point. You're schizophrenic liars everywhere, bro. You don't use it for anything. Get a life.
You all right?
Bro, get a life, bro. You live on the internet telling me you use dielectric acceleration for the farm, guys. Did you guys know that? This is how advanced No Tanks is. He uses
what
this
are you gonna
for
do?
farming.
Are you gonna like Google it and then
for 5,000 years, the Hebrews had no idea. Now we have flat earthers, I guess. No, not a flat earther. No Tanks to tell us how things work now. That's ripped off people and just, bro, you guys got to get over yourself. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. We use incoherent electrostatic acceleration to grow corn.
No, so there's something called electroculture.
This is sad.
Right,
I gotta be honest. This is cringe.
Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty cringe. No Tanks.
Right.
No Tanks. Turn up the cringe to 11. Thanks, man. No Tanks.
Guys, so what it uses is the difference in the air, right? So you can put the balloon real high, right? You can put a balloon on a string with a copper string and
back
grow
to
crops.
Wallace and Ladmo's show. We're putting balloons in the air now. Here, kids, let's make balloons now. Party tricks.
It's just that simple. To make you seem silly. Yeah, it's just that simple.
Good job, balloon with a piece of copper. I like that.
And a plant. And now you're wrong. I don't know what you'll do.
Oh my
I don't know where you'll go.
Poor little cartoon character, No Tanks.
All right, enjoy yourself.
You can't be this stupid. Please get a life.
You want to steer the conversation back to religion that
oh
bad,
my
go ahead.
God! I just can't believe how psychotic people are. It's sad. It's you, bro. You were exposed. Thank you, No Tanks. Again, as usual.
Go back.
My
go ahead.
goodness.
Speak on religion. Go ahead. That's where you want to go.
I'm just listening to your religion. That's we're listening to your religion. You apparently need this to plant crops, bro. Talk about a religious zealot. You people are nuts, bro. It's a dangerous religion. This is a literal psychotic religion like Scientology, bro. It's more dangerous.
You brought up religion.
Pathetic psychopaths.
Go ahead. Speak about the Lord God.
Complete schizo. Complete perverted criminal. Now he's talking shit again about somebody else that wasn't even talking about that. Just a sycophant psychopath, as usual. See you guys later. I'll be back when the retard leaves.
Take care, so no, guys, don't be the drums.
Between knowledge and ignorance.
Wait. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Nikros.
Nicholas.
Nikros.
Okay. Nikros. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like Necros, which is Latin for the dead.
I wanna tell you, yeah, I know. I've seen these documentaries and stuff. I read a little bit incoherent electrostatic acceleration. It does seem to explain some things, but it's not entirely, usable, or there are many unknowns.
It's
And
an entropy
incoherent,
violation that we
listen,
get.
incoherent electrostatic acceleration alone cannot explain and define the down vector that we experience. It does look like it does have some sort of, it has a degree of causation. Yeah. Like when we take balloons, we charge them electrostatically, and we can see they can stick to the ceiling or some surface and they don't fall to the ground. Or when it's at the ground and when we charge it electrostatically, we can see it's lifting higher, or, So, yeah, we do observe these things. But, I mean, I haven't seen yet, uh,
I
like,
never said that it works alone.
one kilogram of lead, you know, being stick to the ceiling, like floating and touching the ceiling. So
I never said that it works
I
alone. I
know
said
you never said this. I know you never said it, and you never
density and
invoked
buoyancy
it. Yeah,
gradient.
I just wanted to clarify this. Yes, yeah. That's why I said in the beginning that the way I see it is the combination of all these three natural governing forces: electricity, electrostatic, and magnetism together combined.
Plus density
Um,
and buoyancy. Don't
they
forget
they
lithium.
dictate, yeah, but buoyancy is actually dictated by these forces, how elements behave and where do they belong, Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it sorts the
yeah,
elements. In reality, it just sorts the
yeah.
elements, and then downward vector.
Mm,
There
yeah,
is there's many factors for that makes the things fall and rise and stay still in the air. Like
yeah.
if you take a balloon.
And you know what's funny? Because when we use actually electromagnetism, it's one of the strongest, and we can use this to levitate anything, any liquid, any solid, or any living being. We can make them levitate, using strong electromagnets.
Are they levitating, or are they just being propelled up with a force, with the field that's being created? Because there's a field, and there's got to be some sort of force.
Yes, it's a magnetic field, a very strong magnetic field using supermagnets, electromagnetism. So
Yes.
that's how they achieve a very strong magnetic field. And when you place something in that location, it will float in the air.
It's not really. Yeah, it's floating, but it's being forced. Yeah, I get what you mean.
By the force magnetism.
Yeah. So it's just being
So,
pushed.
yeah,
Yeah. It looks like a
yeah.
float. It's such an
And
interesting because you
to
can't see the medium. You can't see the medium that's
actually,
forcing it.
for us to create that strong magnetic field, yeah, that is capable to lock something into mid-air and float, we need to use electricity to create that powerful magnetic field. So that's why it's called electromagnetism.
It's a beautiful force that controls this world, this realm.
Yeah, it's the strongest.
It's the most I think it's the most binding. It binds us,
Yeah,
and it's
we had about 2 years ago in 24/7 Flat Earth server. We had a quantum physicist, fresh quantum physicist that just got his degree, master's in quantum physics, and he came to Flat Earth knowledge and stuff, a few arguments, and he was curious to know more because he saw something. And then, okay, we presented him a lot of our information, arguments, and stuff, and he actually agreed with uh, all of us, with all of our arguments, And as a curiosity, I asked him because he was an expert in this field, and I asked him, I'm curious to know when we have, for example, superfluid liquid helium, if we have this liquid flowing through a pipe, like we have water, we pump water through pipes, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I do this, will that flow of the superfluid liquid helium through that pipe, will it generate a magnetic field around that pipe, just like we have a magnetic field around a copper wire when we are running electricity through it in a circuit?
Yes.
And he confirmed to me that yes, this is actually what is happening. And yeah, so this thing that we call electricity and magnetic field, I somehow theorize that I think I it's a hypothesis for me, but you know, I can't confirm. I don't have the necessary resources to experiment this. Um, electricity is actually a different kind of state for this helium gas. So when we create magnets, yeah, when we magnetize these neodymium ore and stuff, we are actually trapping into the crystalline structure of that ore some things which make this helium actually always circle in a toroid manner and actually create that magnet. And we see it, experience it as a magnetic field.
well, we walk with our own
Or,
torus field. We all have our torus fields.
yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen
You are a torus field.
those things, but I know there are these nervous centers inside the human body, the brain, the heart, the stomach, the digestive system, and genitals.
The 12 cranial
Yeah.
nerves.
Well, you see, the stomach, the digestive system actually is the organ which has the most neural cells, neurons. So most of the neurons are not inside the head, the man, in the brain. No.
It's in your other brain.
Yeah, it's in the digestive system, and the digestive system. That's why you see hunger is such a powerful driver. It can take over the whole being and drive you to do unimaginable things. You know, yeah,
Make you do the twist. I mean, sometimes you let your body move, you'll do some dance moves you never thought were possible.
yeah,
Move with your body, not with your mind.
yeah. That's a good.
But what's pushing your body that way? You know why? It's just times where I'm like, I'm not controlling this. This is definitely not me.
Well, you feel when you actually start moving because you start accelerating. We feel that because vestibular organ in the ear, which is a biological instrument for detection of acceleration.
And stability, and again, the
Yeah.
fact that we have a balanced gyroscopic internal mechanism in us. What a fabulous.
Man, yeah, when men get sick and the vestibular system is being affected, um,
In the ears.
yeah, people, ordinary people that never experience, they think it's no, it can't be that bad, But actually, it is. When the vestibular system is being affected, uh, you are not capable anymore to move any of your limbs, to control any of your muscles correctly. You cannot control your body correctly. So you try to lift your hand up, but you will actually move it backwards, like to the back side. You have no idea which muscles you are using and how. That's how horrible. And yeah, the internal organs actually are affected by this also, and the digestive system will start pushing everything out of you. So you're gonna be puking and stuff, instantly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
very reactive to foreign objects it
yeah,
doesn't want.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of pains and stresses and pressures, I think,
Yeah,
rely on sometimes even compression, nerve compression, where if you're not moving, you're
yeah.
not getting a proper flow.
But
And
now you see on the globe we are in constant rotating reference frame, a spinning frame, and that means a constant acceleration frame. And we don't feel it at all. Now, the Earth spins around its axis. We don't feel that. With 1,000 miles an hour tangential speed. Now, the Earth spins around the Sun with 66.6 thousand miles an hour. We don't feel that either. It actually spins in an elliptical orbit, so in the winter it decelerates, and in summer it accelerates. So there is a acceleration and deceleration process to have that elliptic orbit, and we don't feel that either. Now the sun is traveling more than 1,000,000 miles an hour, spinning around the great attractor, And we don't feel that either.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting.
many,
It's interesting we're
yeah,
rotating that fast that we don't feel it because it's so big,
yeah,
but it makes the equator oblate. That it
yeah, yeah.
there's a
It
centrifugal force
makes it
outward, but
chubby.
we don't feel it.
Well, I have a nice GIF where man actually took a car wheel, yeah. He took a very powerful engine, a V8 engine, and he just put the drive shaft, then he's using transmission, I'm not sure, from SUV something, a big car, yeah. And he made some modifications to transmissions so he can actually get to spin that wheel with a tangential speed of 1,320 kilometers an hour. So that's with the speed of sound. Yeah. That wheel rotating has a tangential speed equal with the speed of sound. And in the moment the car wheel reaches the speed of sound, the car tire explodes. You know, it disintegrates. And you see, the car wheel was engineered to spin very fast and to resist, you know. So the centripetal force has been very thoroughly calculated because that wheel spinning on the car, it has to resist the centrifugal force, centripetal, and also the car weight and passengers and their luggages and everything. It has to take all that into account, yeah. Now, how was the Earth engineered to resist such centripetal force? Because they say it formed gases, dust, and meteorites, all that came together, and they fallen into a ball.
Clumping.
Yeah, but there is no glue. Nobody glued those together. I mean, they say gravity it formed it, but you see, the mountains they have to be glued to the ground.
Well, they make up other planets too that rain
Yeah,
rubies and diamonds, and there's some
yeah,
planets that the ra- that
I
the,
think
the
I think you need I think you need gravity in the first place to even
yeah.
to start. Yeah.
Magic glue. But I
Gravity
was
glue.
asking this question
No way.
because you see, the car tire, when you cut it in section, you find it has a weave of steel wire and all sorts of fibers composite into that rubber, to give that rubber the structural resistance. So how does that globe have achieved that structural
I wouldn't even
resistance?
ask. Why would you even ask such a question, Get? Why would you ask such a question? Well, there is no globe, right? Right. So if you're trying to get them off
Exactly.
that
I would use
alcohol,
electrostatics myself.
oh no, it's no tanks has to talk again. The guy that
I was
tests
just
the
kidding. Go ahead.
sky.
Go ahead,
Wow. Hide
dude.
your
I'm just
dog.
kidding.
Hide your dog. Hide your goat, guys. Hide your fish tank with no tanks here. My goodness, bro. Flat earthers, you guys got to wake up. If you're letting people like no tanks around you, there's something wrong with you in life. I got to be honest with you. You're missing a lot of obvious clues of what evil is. If you guys are letting these people that pretend to be whatever it is, flat earther, just because someone calls themselves a flat earther, if they start acting like that, I mean, you guys got to protect yourselves. They're making people look insane. This guy said he went up and tested the sky and he knows what the sky is made out of. This is how frightening this deception is. I got to be honest with you. So yeah, Get. Why would anybody bring up the ball? Would be my question. What do you say about that?
Yeah, but I was trying to actually deconstruct the mind of the Globers, you know.
Well, the problem is I'm trying to deconstruct the mind of some
Yeah.
flat earthers, you know, that have like really cool listen, let me tell you this, Get. Some of them have really cool pro-Christian names, and then you talk, and then they say, oh, I never use the Bible when I talk about flat earth. I'm like, what?
You
My
can't
goodness
do that.
gracious. Wait, goodness. Listen, maybe the internet has some rules, guys. I don't know if the internet has rules because I don't go by them. I just talk about the Bible everywhere I go. And you know what happens, Get? When you defend that word of God, guess what God's going to give you? He's going to give you more wisdom. It's that simple.
True, yeah. But the
There
people,
you
they
go.
will bash you. They will point fingers at you.
Amen. They should. That's the greatest thing about it, bro. When they persecute you, blessed is that man, right? So you should, if you're
Amen.
not being persecuted, Get, then maybe you're doing something wrong. And if I'm
Oh,
the worst, and
I
if
don't
listen, if I'm
fear.
the worst, listen, if I'm
Mm,
the worst person in the world, I don't accept trophies, but thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, could you define persecuted? Like, just not like more like, you know, if somebody's, because then somebody could use that against you. Like, just because you're being hurt, then that means you're being
Oh no, I'm
persecuted.
not hurt at all. No, that would be you being a weirdo. I'm not hurt at all. I didn't say hurt. So I'm sorry that you get butt hurt because we expose weirdos like you. So it's a wonderful thing to be persecuted because you are going to get special abilities, right? Like when you want to make a sword, Get, you got to put it in fire. The sword doesn't feel any pain, Get. It's just
True.
fine.
Right.
God's
No, I mean, I was
swords
just asking
do
for
not feel
definition
pain.
if you
Yeah.
want it,
And
like a
that's why
more,
we're able to decipher these things and come up with
more
these
accurate definition.
amazing pieces of evidences, Get. That's why we have evidence. If you go to my channel, Get, I'm going to show you over 100 miles of a stretch of a linear surface of a piece of land that no one even knows existed. Or maybe we'll look at the, event horizon. We got some different things, bro, and a lot of the flat earthers are actually holding this information back, Get. So I'm not actually curious about the Globers anymore. The Globers are actually more curious. They actually ask me for information. I go to the flat earthers, they start to get scared that I actually have long distance photography that's twice as long as the average, FE core crap, whatever that stuff is, and they get butthurt, and then they want to hide it. So I don't know what to tell you, Get, but we're in the Great Deception, bro.
We
It's weird.
are.
Why
We
would
are.
they do that?
100%. Now,
I'm
EXO,
scared.
you said about pain, and my mind always flies away when I hear pain. I know that in the coming kingdom, in eternal life, there is no pain. I mean, in the coming kingdom, but also no
No
sorrows.
tears. Wow.
And
Amen. Okay.
pain is the pain is a punishment for sin, transgression, from breaking the law. That's what
Wow.
pain is. It's a punishment. When I think of this, like, how will that life be without no pain forever?
Oh, it'd be
Like,
I
my
don't
God,
know, but I think what's
mind
happening is that we're,
blowing.
have you ever heard of boot camp? Get?
Boot
Earth is
You ever
camp?
heard of boot camp?
flat. Earth is
No,
Oh,
round.
I'm sorry. We
I
got
don't
somebody
think.
else wants to speak. Was that Alex? You go ahead,
Oh,
sir. You
Earth
have the
is
microphone.
round.
This is not my. Hold on, Get. Let's let the new person speak. I'm gonna get off for a second.
Yes.
Let's go ahead, Alex.
Earth is a donut.
Oh, troll. I'm sorry, bro. Do you need a taser? Okay, let's help that guy out.
No.
Help that guy. Give that guy a glass of water, somebody. Get. Continue what
Yeah.
you were saying. Go ahead, buddy.
So yeah, I was just my mind was going like how it will be, and it's a fact that in the world we don't see actually all the colors that there truly exist. The rainbow
Oh yeah.
is limited. Yeah.
Do you live in the top left corner of the earth?
Oh, uh-oh. Emotions, man. Are you okay, Alex? Do you want to tell me any information about your life, bro? I'm going to guess you're an atheist. Do you believe that you come from monkeys? Just a hunch. Am I close, Alex?
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? I'm going to guess you think the Earth is about 14 billion years old, right?
Yeah.
How am I doing? It came from a big, okay, it came from a big bang, right? Out of nowhere, out of
No,
nothing, out of
no,
something
no, no.
accidentally.
Wait,
Hold on,
wait.
Hold on. We're gonna
Exo,
give me a second.
Exo,
Stop. Wait.
wait.
No, hold
He
on. No,
believes it's 4 billion.
Hold on. Don't say anything yet. We have
Yeah.
to just let me ask him
Okay.
some questions, and then we'll move
Okay,
back to you.
okay.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
do this real quick because I'll make it much faster. So, Alex, is there anything you wanted to tell me about your belief system other than what they show on TV? Is there anything other than what they show on TV that you believe in?
It's pretty round, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, the Big Bang though is how we know about this, right? The Big Bang and the remember the black holes, the Great Attractor. Are you familiar with all this, Alex?
I know the earth went bang.
There you go. And we know it's a ball because we see it on TV, right, Alex?
Well, physics wouldn't.
Oh,
What?
hello, Alex.
Without
how do we see it as a ball? Though I see it as a ball on TV. Oh,
Physics
hey,
shows it's
get.
round.
Hold on. So yeah, I see the round Earth on TV, Alex. Do you see it on TV also, or
How
screens
does
on the internet?
International Space Station orbit?
Oh, Alex, I want to
flat
talk about the globe Earth. Can we talk about the globe Earth, Alex? Are you okay,
Sure.
buddy? Okay,
Yeah.
I see the globe Earth thousands of times on TV, maybe even more. I don't know. I lost count. Would you also
The
agree with
internet.
this? Oh, millions, right?
Yes.
They show it on screens. I've seen on billboards. I've seen on commercials. The beginning of movies over and over and over again. Do you think those are all? Do you think those are all the real pictures of Earth too?
Maybe not all, but
Oh, really? Not all? You're saying so? Some
it
of
may
them.
be
Wait a
like
minute.
enhanced to make it look better. But
Wow.
Which
So
one
you're
of them
saying?
are
Well,
real?
hold on. Get.
Go
Wait.
ahead.
Excuse me. Wait. I
Have
can
your
get off
take.
here. If a mod wants to come in here and say I'll stop talking, I'll stop talking. But I need to have this conversation. I'm not a flat earther. People need to hear this information. Get. I want to help this person find out what he's trying to accomplish. Get. So trust me, I want to demonstrate something for you. Get. So Alex, what are you trying to accomplish, and is there anything I can help you with?
what am I trying to accomplish? I just thought you thought the earth was flat, but you don't. So
There are some people that do believe that the outer space cosmological belief system is false. And yeah, there is a loose term called flat earth for a lot of people, but there's more to the story than that. Let me ask you this, Alex. I'm not a flat earther, but what do you think flat earth means? What does it mean to you when somebody says they're a flat earther?
they think the earth is literally flat.
Okay, I want some details now. So now, does this mean that the landmass is completely flat, like smooth, or are you saying it's more of a linear Earth system, but they still retain the belief of the topography, such as hills, mountains, valleys, and canyons?
I have literally no idea. Because
Okay,
it
that's
doesn't make
actually
sense.
awesome. That's awesome. So that's kind of honest, right? So you're not sure if they believe like the Earth is completely flat, like an ice rink flat, like that's really flat, right? That's not what you're saying. You're saying that they just. What are you saying, Alex? You just don't know, right? So is it something like an object that you think that people think Earth is a disc, right? I think that's what you think, flat Earth. There you go. So listen, I'm not a flat earther, but maybe you can talk to them, Alex, but that's not what they believe. I've talked to them for many years. I'm an outsider, so this has nothing to do with me. This is not my room. So it's a free room for conversation, and there's not one sort of cult belief.
Awesome.
I'm almost done. The only cult belief that I know of is the one that they show on TV, and that's what I was asking you, because that's where everybody believed in this ball Earth thing, because they show it to us on TV, and I was just hoping that you could understand that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it is round.
Right,
So
but
what do you
that's
mean?
because
What do
you
you mean
saw
by
it.
showing
Right,
it on
that's
TV?
because you saw it on screens and TVs, right? That's why
Not
they show this
necessarily.
round Earth, right?
I mean, you've got the International Space
You
Station.
keep saying, well, you keep saying I mean, instead of just answering the question. I'm asking you about the globe Earth, and you keep avoiding the question. Though, if you believed in this, why are you so worried about just being honest about it, Alex?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say.
I mean, you just seem like you're really nervous about something, and you want to hide from these questions. Like, are these offensive questions, Alex?
No, your question doesn't make sense. I mean,
You're
do you
really, but
believe
you
the
can't
Earth
just.
is
Oh,
round
well, you
because
didn't
you
say
saw it on
that. So what
TV?
was? Okay, watch this, Alex. Watch this. This is going to be really funny. What was my question that doesn't make sense, Alex?
Do you believe the Earth is round because it's on TV?
No, that's not. I said, do you see this on TV? Do you see all of these things that they're constantly showing us on TV? Have you seen these things, Alex? Was my question. And you can't tell me. You
Yes, I
refuse to
have
tell
seen
me.
on TV that the Earth is
There
round.
you go. You finally answered the
There we
question, Alex.
go.
That's all you had to do. What a big guy you are now, buddy. You get to wear pull-up
Yeah, but
pants
what's
now,
your
and you can
point
even
there?
use
What's your
big
point there?
words.
I don't understand.
I just wanted to see if you could not be. I just because I knew
you.
you're an atheist, and because you're an atheist, you're scared to death of your own religion, and I just have to point that out to people. So it's just like evolution. No, can I figure this? Can you just tell me what evolution means, Alex? And I'm going to get out of this conversation. What does evolution mean to you? What is that?
Well, it's where I don't know. I don't really know too much.
I rest my case. God bless, guys. It's been fun. I'm the executive
It's when I
officer of the
chose,
Red October, 341 west of the Rocky, south of the 33rd parallel. This is the most dangerous truth under the heavens. Thanks for playing.
What does
Applause
evolution
for
mean to
you,
you then?
EXO. Applaud you, EXO. Alex,
Yes.
well, this globe Earth, you have seen it only on TV, on commercials, on advertisements, on illustrations, but none of those illustrations are actually real. Those illustrations are artistically made. They are
Okay,
not
but why does
photographs.
this matter?
Listen, they are not photographs. They are not real photographs. They have been photoshopped.
Yes, but why does this matter?
Well, why is it matter? Because the world, when we go out there and try to measure it, we find it's flat.
If doesn't if doesn't matter, if something
So
doesn't matter, I will
look,
find
Okay.
myself.
Alex,
Can I
The
say something?
International Space Station orbits
what,
something flat.
You
Alex,
saw that on
Alex,
TV.
wait.
You saw that. Saw that
You
on
have
TV
not
too,
been
bro.
to space station. You
You
only
can
saw
see
it
it if you
on
go to certain points
TV.
on Earth above
You
you.
don't see it. You don't see it with your naked eyes.
You
You need the
can. You can. That's the
telescope.
point. The point is you
Alex,
can
wait,
see it.
wait.
I think it's somebody
Oh,
else,
mic
not
check,
Mike.
The point is you
mic
can
check.
see it with the naked eye if you go to certain points
Alex,
at certain times.
Alex, take it
Yes.
easy, easy. So to see the space station, you need a telescope
No.
and a certain time and date to look to find it when it's
You can see it with
crossing,
the naked eye.
across the moon. Yeah, that's when you can see it. And that thing that you see passing across the moon,
Is a drone.
you can
Yeah.
see
It's
it has
fucking
a certain shape,
missile.
but listen, you cannot tell exactly what it is. You don't see it in high detail. You cannot distinguish that there is a window on it, and behind that window is a stupid guy looking down at you.
Okay, but how does it orbit it? Even if there was no one, how does it orbit the
Well,
Earth?
listen,
An orbit doesn't necessarily mean that you're going around a sphere, bro. It doesn't mean you can
yeah.
do an orbit above your head. You can do a circle above your head. It doesn't mean sphere. You're
Well,
thinking
it
like an
does mean
orbit
it.
is the
It does
thing that
mean it
you
has
see.
to
You're thinking that an orbit is the thing that you see in Star Wars movies
be.
and
Okay, if it's
in
in circular motion, it needs
Yeah.
like gravitational
Um,
thing to a
Alex,
certain
no,
point.
no. Orbit has nothing to do with gravitation. Now, the word orbit
It's in circular
predates.
motion.
Listen,
It's literally an
no,
equation.
listen. The
Needs
word
gravity.
orbit, Alex, listen to me. The word orbit predates the space age era, and the word orbit meant to move in a circular path around a center point. That's what the word orbit means. So you could go even in your backyard, put a pole in the middle of the backyard, yeah, and you can orbit around that pole when you walk in a
Yes,
circular
but
path.
you need energy to be put into it.
So is that all
Energy
it took
can't
for you
come
to
out of
believe in the
nowhere.
globe? That was all it took? Was
Yeah,
somebody threw
well,
something across the sky?
you
You're
put energy, Alex. Yeah, you said that you need to have energy. You need to eat, yeah, so
there
you
needs to
can
be a
walk
centrifugal
around that
force.
pole. Now, who's feeding the globe Earth to have energy to spin?
Look, Alex, I posted an orbit for you, bro. Pretty easy. You're thinking orbit in
Yeah.
a cartoon sense of it, but in reality, you can do an orbit before the cartoon idea that you have in your mind.
An orbit around. Yeah, but
Alex, all I'm
what I'm
hearing you
saying
say
is
is that you believe that the Earth is a globe because you saw it on TV in an
no.
airplane, right, flying across the
How
sky
the hell
proves
would
that it's a
physics
globe. I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying something
physics
that
would
crosses the sky, like an airplane, proves that the Earth is a specific shape? Is that your proof?
yes, because with the like use the circular motion equation on the International Space Station, and it will work.
Yeah, the equation, math makes it a globe. Is that what you're saying? Math?
Yes, physics will show that it is a globe.
What is it making? What is it making a globe? The Earth, right? Because you said that the Earth is just the land that pokes out of the water, right?
Okay,
So
I'm
what is
just
it
saying,
making
how the
into
hell can
a
something
globe?
orbit something that like would not? It wouldn't. If the International Space Station is in circular motion, then obviously the Earth has to be round.
Alex,
What is it? I mean,
round
you
doesn't
said you
mean
saw it on TV.
Alex, a round doesn't mean sphere, bro. Round can be a round table, a coin, a frisbee, a pizza. So you're thinking outside of the realist level. The thing is that you're reframing your mind into a cartoon that you're looking at, and you're looking at these orbits inside a fictional uh, construct, and you're trying to explain to us how this works in the cartoon. But in reality, you can
Raise
do
his
these
brain
things
rot.
you can do these things in reality. The orbit, you can go around your town, around your house. You can do an orbit
Yes.
around places without going around a sphere, bro. So
What
the
else
the
have you
problem
Yes,
that
but
you're
you
experienced?
have to
having
put
is
energy
that
into it
you're reframing your
constantly to
mind into a
change
cartoon, bro,
direction.
and you're having an issue.
There's no
But the
centrifugal
orbit doesn't
force.
mean a circle either, though, bro. Right? Like the orbit could
Yeah,
be
not
any size,
necessarily.
right? Like
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, you're right.
that's just the path that thing takes. Like
Okay, so
how
how
does
does
that
the
make it?
path move?
How
It
does
needs to
that make
turn.
it a circle?
Yeah,
He's
Alex,
saying that
Path
the
you're
math.
hitting
moves
your mic.
Remember,
turning.
he's saying that the math that he's doing a mathematical construct, and that mathematical construct it proves that the whatever I guess is doing an orbit around a sphere, whatever, and that's the proof that he lives on a round object, and that he's having a lot of issues with the meaning of words and what it actually means. So
Well,
go
Do you
ahead.
know? Do
Jamesy,
you know what the diameter of the Earth
Jamesy.
is, bro?
What have
Yeah,
you
wait
Googled
one
it, dude?
moment.
Oh, you're gonna Google it. You don't even know what it is,
Yes, but
and you're
is it
No,
gonna
wait
tell
diameter?
me that
Okay,
this
one
okay,
thing goes
moment.
around it,
One
if
right?
we
moment.
can use the diameter to
Before
explain things
before
physically,
asking
then
him,
I'm pretty sure it
Alex,
does.
Alex, one moment. Before you answer the question, what's the diameter of the globe Earth? Can you tell me how can you calculate the circumference of a circle? The mathematical
Pi
formula.
d.
Also, try
Huh?
to fix your microphone, please, because the things that you're saying is just making it really horrible to listen to, Alex. Your microphone's real close to you, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
So
I
it's
can't really
all
tell.
pretty much the same. So, Alex, can you tell me the mathematical formula we use to calculate the circumference of a circle?
Pi times diameter.
Pi times diameter?
Yes.
Yes, it's good. Okay. So I understand that you are pretty literate into mathematics. Maybe, yeah. Yeah. So, do you know the formula for the volume also?
4/3 pi r cubed, I think. Might be wrong.
Yeah, very good, very good. I applaud you for this. Like, I tell you for real, there are engineers, many of them out there in the world, and they have no shit clue about the formula for the volume of the sphere. They have to Google it. Yeah. So, in comparison with ordinary people, yeah, you are above medium. Now, I'm glad that you have this feeling for mathematics. So you should know about triangles. Um, can you have a triangle with a curved line?
No.
No. Good. Neither an angle, correct?
What do you mean?
I mean, a straight line and a curved line to form an angle?
Oh no, you can't do that.
No, you can't. Very good. Good. Now, look, for many, many ages, so to say, many thousands of years, mankind used the sextant to navigate. This method of navigation is called celestial navigation. Do you understand? Do you know how it works? How we use it? Sorry?
No, I haven't heard of that.
No. Well, okay. So we use like a tool, something very much like a protractor, yeah? But the baseline of it, um, you actually look, align it, yeah, to coincide with the horizon line, yeah. And now, when you look in the sky at a star, yeah, you can see at what angle is that star position, yeah.
Sure.
So you are measuring the angle between the horizon line with your line of sight and the line of sight to the star, yeah. These are two lines which form an angle, and we use this protractor to actually measure that angle of elevation. It's called the GP of the star, the angle of elevation. Now, um, that star, yeah,
Yep.
you can draw a perpendicular line from its position to the horizon. Yeah, because the horizontal means a straight line, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So to to actually take the GP of the star, you know, for example, Polaris is right above the North Pole of the world. Yeah.
Yep.
So this means that we can actually draw a perpendicular line from Polaris to the ground. Yeah. So we know pretty uh, precisely nowadays how far we are from the North Pole. I mean, with a precision of a couple of tens of meters, plus minus. And that is pretty accurate measurement. Now, uh, when we have this angle of elevation, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And we know that the star is perpendicular, this line, yeah, is 90 degrees. We have two angles and the known distance, how far you are, North Pole, yeah. Now you can calculate in this triangle pretty much everything, right?
Why is it? Yeah. Okay.
When you have
Manage.
two angles, and one side length, the length of one side.
Yes.
So you can calculate how high that star is and how far away you are. And we also have distances for other stars, known locations. Yeah. So you take those positions, and even if you don't know how far you are, you can actually find out when
Okay.
you use two or three stars. You know, you can triangulate yourself because this is basic knowledge. And this is how people used to navigate back in the days. But on a sphere, yeah, you cannot have a tangential, a perpendicular line from the star to the surface of the world, to the ground, horizon. Yeah, the horizon would not be a straight line; it will be curved line, and it wouldn't work. You get it?
Sure.
Economics around 100,000. I'm gonna do econ 200. We actually just had a little meeting. Probably all go investment banking after this. Okay. Not good concept. I mean, that's not bad. Depends on where you're working. I'm planning on concentrating in environmental science and public policy. And
Hey, store guy, you're hot mic in store guy. Do you have any questions? Because I think the other guy fell asleep.
probably all go investment banking after this.
Alex, do you fall asleep? Because I think it's late where you at, right? In the UK, it might be late.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
Alex, you cannot have a
what do
horizontal
you?
line. You cannot have a horizontal line that is curving because the definition of what
Yeah,
is a horizontal line, Get? It doesn't have
a straight line. Yeah,
it's a straight line. It
yes,
doesn't deviate. It's zero, right? Like the deviation. How do you call it?
yes. Zero curvature,
Yeah.
zero
So
arc
we do.
curvature. A straight
So
line
in
does not
reality,
have. A straight line cannot have a radius.
so so in reality, we have a horizontal, a horizon, and then from
Yeah.
the horizon we get the horizontal line, and that horizontal line is not curving.
Yes.
So let's just. What?
So, did I get your mind? Question marks,
I thought you. Doesn't the
Alex?
sextant to doesn't the sextant prove that the Earth is round?
Oh, it
The
doesn't prove,
sexton.
but okay.
Hey,
Yeah, the
Get.
sextant.
He asked
Yes.
if the sexton proved the Earth being round. He
That's
asked that.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, well, if it proves, then you are saying that you can have a 90 degrees triangle, yeah? A right angle triangle with one of its lines is curved, yeah? So which one of them is curved? The baseline should be, right? Because the baseline is the line which is rise across the surface of the Earth. Yeah, that will be the baseline.
Left lane's usually pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah.
Alex gave up, I guess. Or...
No, I just what you're saying it doesn't. It's just no. It's disproved in so many.
Well, it's disproven, but you know geometry. You are literate into mathematics. So now I can take you, for example, to how far we can see on a globe. You know that they give us the dimensions of the globe Earth.
Well,
It has a radius, the globe Earth has a radius of 3,959 miles. Now, a sphere with this radius will have a arc curvature, correct?
Sure.
So the arc curvature of the sphere is given by the length of the radius. Good. I'm glad that we established this.
Yeah, but it would
Now,
be a rough model because the Earth isn't completely round, is it?
if you do the math,
Be round.
yeah, listen, I just want you to take a pen and paper if you are that good at math, yeah? So, according to a radius of 3,959 miles, calculate what would be the arc curvature on a square mile.
Well, I can't be asked for this. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
What?
You're giving it in steps, like. See what your point is.
He wants you to do all this stuff yourself.
Yeah, what do you see? Tell me, what do you see? What's my point?
Are you still going on about this sextant thing?
No.
No, I'm not going about the sextant.
But did he got the point about the triangle? Like you can't have a triangle with a curve adjacent to it, right? You need the three angles that have 90 degrees to equal
Yes, Jamesy, that's
the
true.
triangle.
But
I mean, what happened? Because
Alex,
he said that the sexton proved the round Earth, and
the
he still
globe,
hasn't moved
yeah.
from round. Yeah, he said round, and bro, round doesn't mean sphere. You know that, Alex, right? Round doesn't mean sphere. You can have a circle on a flat table.
Yeah, a pizza is round too, you know.
Yeah, if you mean sphere, you mean sphere. But if you're
Right.
talking about
Yeah.
round, if you're talking about having a circle, you
Now,
can have a circle on a horizontal plane. So it doesn't mean
I
sphere.
want,
Remember that.
Jamesy, I want to take him to Black Swan, so yeah, that's why I was trying to get him into the
I'm
sphere
not sure
arc curvature.
I'm not sure he
So
understands the claim of the globe. That a black swan would do anything for
But
him.
he's thinking about the number. So at the least, if you guys want to take into the Black
yes,
Swan, at the least the observation from reality, and yeah, he's thinking about the number. So that might be a good thing.
It can
He's
only
thinking about
work
it.
if the Earth is a sphere.
now Alex,
It wouldn't
listen.
work if it's flat.
Alex, listen. Um, on a globe, yeah, with a radius of 3,959 miles, when you do the math, you will find that there is 8 inches per mile squared curvature drop, arc curvature drop away from the observer. Yeah.
You know that would be a
So,
rough model.
sorry?
Surely you know that would be like a rough model because the radius isn't constant.
Look, Alex, I know the globe Earth is not a perfect ballpoint polished marble. I know. But
Okay.
overall, yeah, they say it's an oblate spheroid, chubbier at the equator, blah blah. But everywhere there is curvature on it. Yeah. So when you go, you see 70% of the world's surface in the globe model is water. Correct?
Okay, nice. How does this?
70% of the globe is water. Yeah. And this water, yeah, is uniform, a curved shape around that ball. Yeah.
Right.
And it's called sea level everywhere. Europe, USA, China, Australia is the same sea level.
Well, not everywhere.
Because this when you calculate, yeah, they give us the radius of the earth. So when you are in USA or in Europe, the radius from the center of that ball, yeah, when you are in USA is 3,950 miles. When you are in Europe is 3,959.
Okay,
And
sure.
in
We can
Australia maybe few miles more. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We have plus minus 20, 30 miles. Okay. But I gave you 20 miles, which is way much higher than the Mount Everest. So you cannot have a radius bigger than that.
Sure.
Correct? Good. Now, when you calculate with this radius, the arc curvature overall, it is 8 inches per mile square curvature drop.
Well, that's a
So an
parabolic.
observer, yeah. Now, when you have, according to this rate of curvature, when you are at the seashore, yeah, on the beach, and you lay down on your belly and you lift your head up and you look in at the horizon, yeah. So your eyes are at approximately 1 foot above the sea level, yeah. So the distance between your eyes and the sea level is 1 foot. Now, the curvature of the ball, yeah, should obstruct you to see anything further than 1.225 miles far away, because it's
Why do you
curved,
say sure? Yeah.
and then things begin to disappear from the bottom up, because it's that curvature that obstructs you to see further. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay, but can you see other countries from the beach? No. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't stand
No,
on the shores of
no,
New
stop.
York and
No,
view
wait,
Europe.
guy. Don't go to UK and see other countries. I will explain you later, but you first need to understand the basics of geometry and how far you can see.
Done.
I don't think you've demonstrated the basics yet.
Yeah, I did demonstrate it. When you are a 1 foot observer height, according to the radius of the ball, your horizon starts at 1.225 miles far away. Yeah.
So what's the radius formula for calculating a oblate spheroid?
There is none.
Well, there is, and he's not really using the proper formula. You cited 8 inches per mile squared. That's a parabolic approximation.
It's
So
accurate,
Aaron,
but
you
not a quarter of a
since you
second.
jump in the middle of a
That's not
conversation,
for a 3D object.
Aaron, you jump in the middle of a conversation, but since you're gonna give us the correct formula, what is it? What is the correct formula?
Sure, I can. Yeah. So essentially, you would need the equatorial radius, denoted A. You would need the polar radius, denoted B, and then you could actually calculate the kilometer squared distance, which is approximated based on the equator, right?
So
So
what
that's
are
how you
those?
would
What's
be.
the specifics? What is it? Because we've been given specific numbers. So where is that?
What do you mean specific numbers? How to actually calculate the inputs or put it in?
The radius of the Earth is a specific number, part of the geometry of the globe, isn't it?
Yes. And the radius of the Earth, I believe last time I calculated it was roughly 4,000 miles, something to that effect.
So can we test for that in the real world?
Yeah.
All right. So that's Gabby gets point. He's doing the calculation for that, and you're saying no.
Well, because he's using a parabolic approximation. That's not for a 3D object. Like the Earth.
Oh, so the Earth is not a 3D sphere?
No, it is, but you're not using the proper
Oblique?
formula for
It's a good enough approximation
Yeah,
from the surface. It's
listen.
good. Yeah. The parabolic. We don't need it beyond the distance.
No, it's not a good No, it's distorted.
On the
It'll
surface,
show that the
no,
poles,
listen.
poles are
On the
stretched.
on the surface of the ball, we talk about areas. Yeah, surface area.
And that's you calculate. That's not how you calculate
Because
area.
it's a 3D. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
I
a
don't think you're
circle.
following.
It's not a circle to calculate only the arc curvature.
Well, if you're talking about the actual radius, you would probably use trigonometric
Sphere
ratio.
is not a fucking circle.
Wait, didn't you say 1.225 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not a parabola. That's not a parabola.
I heard you say 8 inches per mile square earlier. I was
Yeah,
responding to
8
that.
inches per mile
Yeah,
square
that's not
refers
the proper.
to
No,
But
it's
that's
not
up
the proper way to do it.
to 1,000 miles, isn't it? That's up to 1,000 miles. That's it.
Yeah, you can line it up with the 1.22 math, and it'll be the same. Up until
Not
that
at all.
time. Yeah.
Not at all.
Oh,
if you're
show
actually
me.
trying to find the circumference
Show
of the
me.
Earth,
Well,
that's
just
not
show
how
me.
you would do it.
Stop saying it and just show me.
So 2 pi r, that formula? Or are you talking about the actual radius? Because
Just
these are
show me.
different
Can you
things.
post it, Aaron? Can you post it in the chat so we can look at it? Because you're making
Sure.
it more confusing.
Okay.
We have this gem panda jumping here. We can't have a talk with someone because these anti-flat earthers jump from gem panda here.
No, I'm not anti-reality. All right. I will post it.
No, I wasn't talking with you. I was talking with the guy, Alex. Are you Alex?
No.
I am. Then what the fuck are you jumping into my conversation with Alex here?
Because I'm correcting the commonly
Because
parroted
I
line
don't need you fucking
8 inches per
correcting
mile.
anything.
Well,
Did I ask
apparently I
you to
do. It
correct
doesn't seem like
anything?
you understand.
Just fuck
Your
off
your
this
own side.
channel.
Yeah,
So
Aaron,
this
your
is
own
not an
side.
open chat?
No, listen. Hey, shut up for a
No,
minute,
it's not
Aaron.
a place for anti-flat earthers.
1 minute. I just want to address one thing, Aaron. Your own side agrees that the 8 inches per mile squared is extremely accurate up to a certain degree. No, they do.
Who?
We've heard it from them. We've heard it
really?
from your own side. Yes.
Okay, who?
From your own, from engineers.
Oh, okay. These
Yeah.
engineers published any work that we can read about the
Fuck off,
No,
this guy is a
some of them were
Cubanite.
teachers.
He's not even Aaron.
Is this what they
He's a
teach?
Cubanite.
Because I have a physics textbook right in front of me.
He's the
I'd like
gay
to know.
faggot with his sextant proves the globe.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys. Someone
Compelling
mute him
argument.
or just ban him.
But anyway, yeah.
Just post it in the chat so we can look at it later. Allow Gabby to finish the conversation with Alex.
Yeah.
Before Alex
Back to
fell
Alex.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be very difficult now after these clowns jumping in, and jump in with their fallacy and assumptions. But Alex, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Uh, Flat earthers, you have to understand, we have a controlled opposition against us. So there is a flat earth society, clowns, which are fighting with us. And
But
they
Ron,
will,
is the 8-inch
uh,
drop off thing you're talking
yeah.
about?
So
It isn't constant. It's if you went on a
it's an average.
distance, if you went on a longer distance, and it's not going to be 8 inches, it will be
8 inches per mile squared is an average.
Look, it's as accurate as we can get as 4 other formulas to like
Yeah.
over 1,000 miles.
So at the
And you understand what
equator,
8 inches is,
yeah.
so it's pretty easy.
Alex, listen. On oceans and lakes and waters at the equator, 8 inches per mile square is accurate. So if you are in, like, let's say, California beach or Florida, where you are very close to the equator, yeah, that 8 inches per mile square is very accurate for those regions in the world.
What's your point though with this 8-inch drop?
Well, my point is that I told you, when you sit at the beach on the sand, yeah, and your eyes are 1 foot above the sea level, and you are looking towards the the ocean, yeah. Now, the horizon line, because of the curvature of the ball, begins at 1.225 miles away. So this means that if there was a boat sailing away on the sea, you can see it until it reaches 1.225 miles away. And when it's going further beyond that distance, it starts to disappear from the bottom up because it's going behind the curve. It's like going behind a
Okay,
hill.
what's your point though?
But
Well,
the
my
formula
point
that flat
is,
earthers predict the hidden amount of distance objects, but it's wrong.
but
It has no way to include observers' height, so it will always be wrong. Clap back, right there.
It's
who was
1.22
that?
times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's the formula. Height.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't get what you're trying to
So
prove here.
now
How does it prove
we have observations of large bodies of water and even at the ocean. For example, picture called Black Swan, where a guy went on California beach. He put a video camera on the beach, which was 1 foot from the sea level height, and he zoomed in the horizon. And at the highest zoom camera, you can see two oil rig platforms. One is located at 6.4 miles away from the shore, and the other one at a distance of 9.3 or 6 miles away from the shore. These distances, these oil platforms, are very well known. They are even given in Google Maps. Google Maps tells you exactly the distance when you go with your phone on the beach and you try to look what's the distance between your location and those oil platforms, it will tell you very precisely how far they are. Now,
What's
it
the point?
on a globe, it would be impossible to see the horizon line being behind the second platform, which is what we see in that footage and picture.
Okay, what's
Saying
the point?
you see it in the footage and the pictures, but you just don't believe it.
Yeah. We have a
That makes sense.
Wait, believe
text
what?
chat.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
We have a text chat here for this live stream
Yeah, a few
voice.
times.
I'm not sure if you can see it, if you can check out, if
I
someone
definitely won't
can
check it out,
post.
but I've been in here enough that I understand you guys. I'm not coming here to shun you guys. I don't understand
Yeah,
you guys,
thank you.
but
Good. I'm glad to
I
hear
didn't. Well, I
that.
didn't understand you. What did you mean? You said you see pictures of it, but you don't believe it. What was it? I missed it.
check chat.
I genuinely don't know what
Uh,
is.
Yeah, you made the statement.
And
You have pictures of it, but you don't believe it. What's the pictures of? What are you talking about? Pictures of what?
That's my one issue with this, right? One of the times I was in here, there was a dude for 30 minutes explaining to me that appearance is appearance, and he was talking to me about like, the horizon. He's like, "What does horizon mean? What does it mean? What does that mean? What does appearance mean?" Like, explaining all this shit to me. I'm like, explaining it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, so you understand flat Earth theory?" And I'm like, "No, what you've been explaining to me is about appearance." He's like,
well, the
"I don't know what the
horizon,
fuck."
yes, the definition, yeah, he was trying to
He's talking
define
about. Yeah, he's trying to.
definition of the horizon. Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
it didn't make any sense.
this is definition of the horizon. It is an apparent
Yeah, that's what he kept saying. The
location.
apparent. The apparent.
I didn't finish. So, yeah, let me finish first to say what I have to say and then you can take over. So, the horizon is the apparent location where the ground or sea level appears to intersect with the sky, to touch, yeah, to make contact. But actually, in reality, the ground or sea level never makes contact with the sky.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
The
know what
sky
he's.
thousands of feet
um,
above.
Can you hurry up with the point, please?
I mean,
so
yeah. I mean,
this
or it always makes contact. I don't know. Never makes contact. Always makes contact. What did you think? Not Alex. But the other guy. What do you like? Why do you think? What do you think the horizon is? Just.
It never made contact. The dude was trying to explain to me that what
no,
appears to be is what appears to be, and I was like, that
yeah,
doesn't make any
the
fucking sense.
horizon. Listen, the horizon is not caused by Earth's curvature.
I don't even know. He may not
The
even think that. That's
horizon,
why. Yeah, now you're putting that
the
thought in his head.
the horizon is part of the dome view perspective that we have.
About
We
the
He
are
might not
Earth.
even think. He might
limited.
not even believe that. He might not even think that way at all. That's why I was asking. What do you think the horizon is?
Horizon? Oh, it's definitely a fucking sky, bro.
What's
Get
that?
what do you think the Earth looks like? Like I don't know. What do you think it is?
The Earth? It's more of an egg shape than what people think it is. It's not a fucking circle
No,
or
no. I
a
want to know
sphere.
what he thinks it
So you both are on
It
the
wasn't
same
talking to
level.
you, little Earth.
I want to know what he thinks it looks like.
No, we have many.
I am also
Who,
interested because,
me?
like I
You are
said,
asking
I'm
me, the flat
not here to
earther,
shit on the
or are
flat
you
earthers.
asking
This
the
is
globe earther?
exactly why
What
you guys shouldn't be
is that?
interrupting in the middle of someone else's conversation because the whole point got lost since leader
Yeah.
Earth jumped in the middle of the conversation, and now we're away from the point again.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Jamesy. Yeah.
Get, what do you think the Earth looks like? That's what I want to know.
Well, I, for example, in my work, I'm a and Turner. Yeah. So I work with ultra precision measuring. I know how they measure, what principles they use, how they function, and how I can use them. Because I machine metal parts with ultra precision, like
I just want to know what you think the Earth looks like, though.
smaller than micron sometimes. Yeah. Now, uh, in
What
the
is it?
world,
What is it you're getting
there
at?
is
I don't want to like get off.
Describe
Like somebody got aggravated that you got off topic. I want to kind of get in because I've been listening for like an hour.
Yeah,
But
it's not going anywhere. I'm really trying to.
what is the topic so I don't stray off of it? Is it
well,
We're
still
talking
about
about the
last time?
geometry claim of the
yeah,
radius of the globe and how that has been
yeah,
falsified with observations of the long distances. And then
yeah,
when Gebike was in the middle of that point, Little Earth jumped in and it was derailed to something else. So
yeah.
if you guys want to finish that point and then someone else can address something else, go ahead or move on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So the guy was asking me what was my view of this world. How does it looks like? So
How does
I know
Earth
for a
look like?
fact.
Earth looks
Yeah,
like Earth. Earth looks like Earth. That's how it
exactly.
looks.
We don't have an assumption. We don't
Yes,
have any
but
assumption anymore.
to actually talk about flatness, yeah, it's flatness. Uh, it has been measured by the company Renishaw, which is the world leader manufacturer in ultra precision measuring instruments. And this company built
Hello.
the biggest
Hey,
optical linear encoder for the company Airbus.
I
Yeah,
would if we're gonna
and
do.
they
I
measured
know you like
they
today's, but
measured
if we're
over
gonna
a
do that, I'd rather
distance.
do Subway
Stop interrupting me.
because
So
I know what their sauces taste like. So
who are you?
Another troll. Why are you trolling later? Like, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody has any glow proof, can I check? Could I check it out?
Yeah, we can't have globe proofs because there are
more,
none.
but
Now,
yes, I will look.
Alex, are you still here,
Yeah.
Alex?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the company Airbus built the biggest 3D printer in the world. This 3D printer is printing large carbon fiber structures for the airplanes A380, the biggest airplanes in the world. Now, this 3D printer is printing carbon fibers which are in nanometric in size. They have nanometer sizes, so they have to lay them down with nanometric precision. Therefore, they achieve um, the exact structural resistance of this frame that they are printing. Yeah.
B, can you
Uh,
provide some evidence for these claims? You've said before that you've contacted them yourself because the
no, I
Windsor
didn't say
themselves
I contacted
advertise.
them myself. Listen, you have misunderstood. I didn't claim I contacted them myself. I have been looking myself to buy linear optical encoders, yeah, about 3 years ago, and I came across this story published on their website at About Us, yeah, they were telling who they are
To the point, bro,
and
because
the
they're just trying
work
to
they
derail
do.
you.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
trying to derail you to the
So,
point that you were trying to bring.
Dude,
was
it's not gonna
so
happen.
Alex, they used this optical linear encoder, which is an instrument that measure with nanometer precision, and they measured a distance of 200 meters far away. Now, in 200 meters, the Earth's curvature would be, according to the radius, would be about, you will have a drop of about 16 millimeters on a distance of 200 meters. Now, when you actually put two plumb bob tools inside that building, those two plumb bobs, they converge to the center of the sphere. They align themselves with the down vector. So you cannot have two parallel radiuses on a sphere because you would have two parallel down vectors. Yeah. And you cannot have two parallel down vectors on the sphere because
Very close to it, but yeah.
me in Europe, I'm like 180 degrees from you. Yeah. Our down vectors cannot be parallel because we are opposite on a sphere.
You keep begging the question for them. I don't. They haven't
I'm
brought
not
anything
begging.
forward.
So with this linear encoder, they found that plumb bobs are perfectly parallel with nanometer precision over a distance of 200 meters length. And this will be impossible on a sphere.
Like Alex is a little
And
kid. Like I don't know if he even thinks
listen,
he believes in anything.
this is
Yeah.
actually the most precise measurement in the world. The longest distance with the highest
Very
precision
accurate.
grade in the world. And actually, this company can actually manufacture even a 2 miles or 100 miles linear encoder if anyone places an order. So if you have the money and
The study though.
yeah,
Their evidence is.
sorry.
Is there actual like documentation of them actually doing this?
Yeah, they had this published on their website about us, but you know how companies are, they change their websites, they so but if you contact them and ask them to provide you the information like how did they work in collaboration with Airbus to help them build that 3D printer, they will tell you. They will give you this story. Or at least they will tell you where to find it, published and stuff, because they were showing off their website with this. Like every company is proud with the good job and work that they do.
Yes, but
Yeah, a 3D printer
Yeah.
uses like a Cartesian coordinate system to lay out parallel planes and to model something in 3D reality with parallel and perpendicular vertical planes.
Yeah, but to achieve that parallelity, I mean, you need to actually measure with precision the lengths.
Yeah.
So
What do you think, Alex? Are you convinced?
I think if you do it over 200 meters, then even with nanometer precision, then it's still maybe gonna show parallel, even though it probably isn't.
well,
The
Alex,
Really?
count.
when listen, okay, look, when you are in
It's such a fraction of
California,
the distance, like with the circumference of Earth. I mean,
it's not a fraction. It doesn't matter. I told you the arc curvature calculated with the radius on a distance of 200 meters is 16 millimeters. Now, when you have two plumb bob tools hanging from the ceiling, yeah, 200 meters apart, there will be an angle between them. So at the bottom, the distance between them at the bottom and at the top cannot be the same length. It would have to be a trapezoid shape.
no.
Can
Yeah,
you
it has to
explain it?
be a
Can you explain that?
trapeze.
Can you explain that? Show me the math on that.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
don't
rectangle.
understanding out of this. Why would it be a rectangle? Surely it'd be
It
a
cannot be a rectangle.
if you connected. Well, no, it would be like a
Trapeze.
like a segment or the cut out area of the circle would be a because you'd
Yeah,
have a
the geometric shape is called a trapeze.
So, all right,
Can you show
this
me?
is one example. This is one of the examples of the.
Sorry.
You brought up the plumb.
Yes.
Very loud.
So this is one of many examples. This is one of the examples that you like bringing. So is there any logical conclusion about the point you want to bring it around, bring it full circle, and then maybe someone else, or bring another example of anything?
Or
Yeah,
can you just
James,
show the
We're
math?
gonna be
maybe
going in circles.
maybe
Oh,
if
that,
we
sweet. Are we open? Oh, you're good.
maybe
Hold
we
on.
should switch actually the tactics and actually establish if you are talking with us about science or you are talking about a religion. So
that'd be
we
good.
need to actually verify the knowledge that you have. So I would like to ask you 3 questions. Is that okay with you? It's not
You
an IQ test, it's not a contest. So any question that you don't know the answer, you can say I don't know, and we move
who are you asking
further.
questions
No, Alex. I will ask Alex.
to? Okay.
Okay. So, in mankind's history, do you know who was the man that measured the world to be a curved a sphere, and by which method did he actually measure that?
I do not know. I have no idea.
Okay, fair point, no problem. Now, second question. Um, do you know in mankind's history who the first man who actually discovered that the Earth is rotating around its axis and around the Sun? And by which method did he actually detected that,
Can
measured?
can can I tell you the answer to the first question that you had?
No, no,
No.
I want Alex.
Yeah, but I don't.
No.
I'm not
Oh,
that
After I finish, you can tell.
the
Well,
replicate.
after the third question, you can talk. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
really research into flat Earth stuff, so I don't know.
So, Alex, the second question was who measured that the Earth rotates
I don't know.
around its axis?
I don't know. But
Okay, no problem.
what
Good.
does this matter?
You don't know. Yeah, no, it's not NASA. So it was a fair answer. Don't know. It's no shame, nothing to worry about. It's not a contest. Now, the third question um, can you demonstrate a direct violation of the second law of thermodynamics and the gas pressure, so that you can you show that we can have gas pressure adjacent to a vacuum without a solid barrier separation between the two mediums, so that you can demonstrate that the vacuum of space can exist adjacent to the air that we breathe in the world.
Okay, I don't have how thermodynamics helps prove that the Earth is flat. I'm really getting at here. And no, I haven't learned about thermodynamics yet because I'm learning it this
Or
year.
The thermodynamics wouldn't demonstrate a shape, but it will dispute. Oh, someone is roboting.
Yeah.
You're good now,
Pressure, the
Jamesy.
guy who demonstrated it. No, just the guy who thanks, Alex, that you got right, or
You're roboting. No thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Roboting.
So,
Is that
Alex,
How help your point of the Earth being flat, though? You haven't made a single point.
well, actually, we are not making positive claims. The heliocentric globe model makes positive claims, therefore, it is the model which carries the burden of proof.
Yeah. So with those questions in mind, Alex, I think
Yeah.
the question, like the fourth question, would be, then would you say that you have just a belief in this without any evidence, or
Yes.
no?
So,
Without any evidence.
now we were talking about all this stuff, but you are actually not literate in the heliocentric globe model. You don't know it. You only believe it with without any proof, and that I'm not saying as a mockery or insult and stuff like that, but it makes you a fanatic person.
Yeah,
A
but
fanatic
did I
is a
not tell you
person
that?
that follows blind
Wait a
beliefs.
minute, but did I not tell you earlier that the
Believes
International Space
stuff.
Station disprove flat Earth and proved that the Earth was a sphere?
Yeah, but you cannot prove that actually the ISS can actually exist because you need the vacuum of space to be real.
What?
And you cannot demonstrate a
What?
second law of thermodynamics violation.
How the
Are you
The
talking
gas
about?
pressure needing a container is a
Yeah.
law. Gas pressure.
How does thermodynamics play into
Yeah.
circular motion?
Entropy. Have you heard of it?
Again, in every example, Alex, that we can show, right?
Pressure goes to low, hot to cold, equilibrium.
Yeah, but he may
unless
not
there's
get
a
that, right? But
force.
every demonstration he can understand, right? Like real simple
Yeah.
stuff, like pressure, like gas pressure. We fill up a tire in your bicycle, right? It has a container.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can understand those things, right, Alex?
Sure, but how does this help any proof that I'm talking about the International Space
Well, we
Station?
have we have like
Like
14.3 psi pounds per square inch pressure here, like barometric pressure on Earth, where we breathe it in, right?
Sure.
Listen,
Yeah.
Alex. If you give me root access to 100 big radio antennas, transmitter radio antennas in Europe or in USA, I can also create something which will look not like the ISS, but will look like a unicorn, and you will be really able to see it like it's flying at high altitude in the sky. Yeah. So with listen, listen. With radio waves, I can manipulate nanoparticles of aluminum and other metals to form clouds, yeah, to assemble themselves into a certain shape cloud, yeah, and to actually move, fly across the sky with mind-blowing speeds. Yeah, you can do this with radio waves.
No.
Yeah, I can barely follow this conversation myself.
Yeah, you can't prove that the ISS is a tangible, solid object in the
Okay,
sky.
why don't we shoot you up into space?
Into the violation. Yeah. Can you demonstrate gas pressure without a
Yeah.
container, Alex? Can anybody? Do you know anybody who's done it?
What? Can I
Do you know anybody who's ever done it? Demonstrated gas pressure.
Yeah.
Right. Exerted on the walls of the container without a container. Do you know anybody who's done that?
gas pressure on the walls of a container?
Yeah, we have gas. We have pressure down here on
Yeah,
Earth where
the
we breathe. There's pressure.
definition. Do you know the definition of gas pressure, Alex?
No.
No. The definition of gas pressure sounds like this. Gas pressure is the number of molecules collisions
Personal space station
with
is made by radio
with
waves.
the walls of the container. Now,
Right. So
gas
Alex,
molecule collisions are elastic in nature.
International Space Station is a bunch of antennas making things inbound and physical.
Right. So like the International Space Station, right? So but you don't even understand, Alex, at the moment, like what's here where you are, what you can prove. Like do you know anybody who's demonstrated gas pressure without a container? Yes or no?
But Alex, when we
I'm gonna head out.
see
All right,
those,
you got this, man.
yeah,
I'm
when we
gonna
see
come back tomorrow.
those
So.
ISS spacewalk, why do we see space bubbles of air?
Space bubbles?
Yeah.
What's a space bubble?
Well, that's how they call it because they when you go into a pool, yeah, and you fart, you will see bubbles come out, yeah, from the water. They rise out from the water. That's exactly what we see in the ISS spacewalks because they are shooting all those spacewalks in the NASA's buoyancy lab, the biggest pool in the world that they have. That's where they shoot the videos with the spacewalks.
Oh, so they're all fake. All the spacewalks are fake.
Yeah, with video editing, they can remove
I have a
all that
question for flat
color of the
earthers.
water and everything. And
International
above that, listen, above that, they can fill that pool with silicone oil, yeah, which doesn't have that bluish water color, but it really does behave and act. It's a dielectric fluid, but it's
So
not blue.
jumping up and down in a swimming pool.
I have a question for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, I have a question though, and I want to be respectful towards everyone's beliefs because that's what shapes authentic
Yes.
perspectives. But I did have a question though. It's like, so if like, let's say like thousands of years ago, they thought that the Earth was flat, and then present day moment, like the majority think that the Earth is round. It's like, did the shape? It's like the shape of the Earth never changed, but people's perception of it did. So you know what I mean? It's like I could claim that the Earth is shaped like a fucking dinosaur, bro. But it's like at the end of the day, how can we know for 100% certainty? I feel as if it's just like
How
one
does
of those
it?
things where we form like beliefs to give us a sense of security in
Well,
the
then,
unknown.
don't you think that to know for 100% certainty, shouldn't we actually measure?
Okay, I'll leave that up to you to measure it.
But how can we trust scientists though? Like, here's the thing. I don't
Yeah,
know how to explain
well,
that,
I mean, why do you need science to deal? Why do you need science to deal with a matter of geometry? Yeah, because
I think
geometry
the real
is.
question is why can't
You
we critically
shouldn't.
think?
You should become one. You should do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel as if being a critical thinker is just what the majority have deemed as a normality in reality. You know what I mean? So
No, it's just that
critical
nobody
thinking
critical
and
thinks
goes hand
anymore.
in hand with intuition. It's just dependable on like
No, it doesn't,
how
man.
you
You're
view it.
fed information and you believe it. Like that's not critical thinking.
Well, here's the thing though. It's like there's endless amounts of information and facts. You go to one news source and it says that the Earth's going to end in 50 years. You go
Yes,
to
and you can
another news
critically
source and
think
it says
about every one
statistically
of
the
those
Earth's going to
facts
end
for
in 25
yourself.
years. So it's like, yeah, it is up for interpretation how you go about
Not all of
information.
it.
Well, one news source says that the Earth is statistically going to end in 50 years, and
Yeah, but
another
who
news source
believes
says
the
that the world
freaking
is going to
news, right?
statistically end in 25 years. So if they both are statistics, which one is correct?
But they're both talking about something that nobody can predict, right? Like
For 100% certainty. So that's what I'm
How about
saying.
neither
exactly,
is
but some
correct?
things can be predicted 100%.
How about some people are just making stuff up and you're reading it on the internet? You might believe it and other people don't believe it.
A lot of people are making stuff up. In terms of the gas pressure thing that you were just talking about, I have
Well,
a
I'm
question.
not arguing for flat Earth.
Are
I'm
there any?
arguing for.
Sorry.
I'm not arguing for flat Earth,
Lady,
nor am I arguing
young,
for
young
round
guy,
Earth. I'm
there was
arguing
someone
for the fact
speaking.
of
There
how.
was someone speaking before you started speaking.
Well,
Do
give
you have any
me one moment.
manners?
I did have a
Do you
point that
have
I
any
want to get
manners? Do
across.
you
Like,
have any manners? If you don't have any manners, I'm gonna have to mute you.
well, I just want to get a point
Do
across.
you have
It's like,
any manners? Do you have any manners? Do you?
well,
Yes or no?
you keep interrupting me. Just give me the opportunity to
There
speak
was
for a second.
someone else speaking. There was someone else speaking before you started speaking. So sit
I
down.
wasn't. I apologize. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I should have realized that someone else was talking beforehand.
So don't do it anymore. Pretty simple.
Whoever was talking, the floor is yours.
There you go.
Well, I don't see any conversation happening, so I just want to make one more point. I am not here to argue for round like Earth, nor am I here to argue for flat Earth. I'm just here to say that it's like, how can we know for 100% certainty on anything? It's like forming dogmatic core beliefs on what happens after death.
By producing reproducible evidence that something is true. Something anyone can do to prove themselves that it's true.
Well, there are many worlds Nobel Prize laureates, and one of them is Alfred Kastler. And he wrote a book, something like This Strange Matter. I recommend you guys, these people don't know what reality is. I recommend you to read
Well, I
that
feel as
guy
if
because no, listen, that guy he got a Nobel Prize in physics.
What was the book
And
about?
I don't know.
that man,
I think
that man,
reality is a majority.
listen, that man explains what matter and energy is.
This Strange Matter.
Yeah.
That what
You know,
it's
but at
called?
the same time, it's like reality is a majority deemed normality. So, it's just interesting how people like view it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you appear to have issues with reality that you don't know
But
what it is.
reality is a majority
if
deemed
it's
normality
real or
by the
not.
majority. If the majority deem it
Well,
as a normality, that is what is reality.
2016.
So
matter,
it's
matter and energy is not a matter of
okay, but here's the thing: you're speaking
you
upon
say.
something that you are not educated nor informed enough to say. You know what I mean? I don't think any of us are, because we're all sitting in this call. So if you were really a scientist and knew all about energy and matter, you would be in a lab researching and going more in the pursuit of knowledge than trying to
Wouldn't you say
you
that?
know what I mean? So it's like reality is based upon perception. If it's a majority deemed normality, that is what is reality. And do I necessarily agree with it? No, it's up for interpretation, but it's just absurd.
You actually,
Life is crazy. So
you
It's a fair,
actually
it's a fair
make
point. Probably
a
wouldn't be on
little
Discord,
slave
would
of
you?
me.
It's a fair point.
So
What
because
is
we're
it?
all on Discord, the Earth is a globe. Got it.
She has a
I'd,
fair
I'd
point
suggest
making
not
a
not
little
just
slave
because
of
you're on
me that
Discord, but because you're in the 24/7
if I were
well,
Flat
here's
Earth
another good
Discord,
way to word it. Here's
if
another
I
good way
were
to
a
word it. Look at
scientist,
all
your
I
here's
should
another good way to
be
phrase it. It's like
in a lab. And
another good
as a
way to phrase it.
scientist, I'm not allowed to have a fucking personal life.
You can have a
What?
personal life. I'm
What
not
are
trying
you
to argue.
trying to say? Well,
I'm
then
just saying
why did you forbid me for being here on Discord
no, I'm not
in
saying
the
that.
first
I'm just
place?
saying that it's like you can't speak with 100% certainty and fully feeling as if you understand it fully
Well, I
when
just
you are not
told
a
you of a
researcher and you are not
person. I told you of a
so
person, yeah, of a scientist, which I was
yeah, but are
assuming
you
that
that
I
scientist?
was
How do you
pretty
know that they
sure
aren't
that
pushing an
you
agenda
never
based
heard of him.
wokeness? How do you know
Listen,
for certain that Nobel
grumblings,
Prize winner isn't
galloping
pushing
when
agenda based wokeness? So we
dude,
cannot
do you
Yeah,
hear
speak
right,
what
for
I
what
right.
he
speak?
researched.
She
When you
can't.
publish
She can't
something,
hear a
it's when
fucking thing
Okay,
I'm saying.
it's peer reviewed.
She's galloping.
so here's another good way to put it. It's like, look at
Yeah,
all these conformists. I'm such a
talk to yourself.
non-conformist. It's like, no, you are conforming to a group of people that
Yeah,
identify as
I'm not talking
non-conformist.
to you
So
anymore.
this whole
So talk to
entire, I
yourself.
think
100%,
outside.
I'm
Never
done.
mind.
100%.
But here's the thing. It's like, if sorry, I'm not trying to reset. I'm not trying to like repeat myself over and over again.
You're
But
trying to
I
do
love
it
this
all.
point. It's
Ma'am,
like you
you're
look.
not
It's
repeating
like
yourself
people.
at all, and you're not even
Well,
letting others answer the questions that you posed. And you've stepped over top of Get Beget several times already to the point where he's like, I'm done talking to you. So I think you need to just slow your roll, state one question, let Get Beget help you in answering your questions, and then reach the fullest conclusion of that question before moving on to another one.
all right, so it's like we have like people are like, oh, look at all these conformists. I'm such a non-conformist. It's like, no, you are conforming to a group of people that identify as non-conformists. So how can we know for 100% certainty that anyone is an audacious free thinker or lives outside of a box? I feel as if we are all indoctrinated or not prone to propaganda. Like we're all prone to it. It's like people will be like, everyone raise your hand and say, like, do you think the media is controlling us? Everyone raises their hand and agrees the media controls an agenda-based wokeness. But then they ask, oh, how many of you think that you have controlled views or beliefs? How many of you think that you're dogmatic to it? And nobody raises their hand. So it's one of those things where it's like, none of us are immune to propaganda, and if you think that you are, then that is ignorance.
So what's the question? You've made a lot of claims.
Well,
We
no,
don't
they're just
disagree
more like
with you.
statements. But what do you guys think about those statements from your own perspectives?
So my perspective is that reality is objective, and the only way for me to get the truth about reality is to observe the reality and let it tell me what it is, because it is objective. It's not subjective. My opinion is subjective, right? So when somebody's giving me propaganda, right, they're lacing objectivity with subjectivity in such a way that it motivates my my thinking in
I
a
don't think, like,
specific
to be
way.
honest, I don't think anyone in this world has ever had an original thought. And I mean that in the most, like, I mean that in the most respectful way. But at the same time, everything that you have consumed from the day that you have been birthed into this world has all been controlled wokeness. And it's just crazy to watch it all happen. Cause you know what I mean? It's like, and this whole entire perspective of like, oh, you know, it's like I am like a free thinker and I'm not a sheep, I'm not a follower. It's like, no, you're just conforming to a group of people that identify as that aren't sheep. So it's like to truly be an outside the box thinker is the willingness to admit that there is more than one box of core beliefs that you're constantly having to break down. Once you leave one box of thinking, you're in another box and then another box. It's a never-ending pursuit of knowledge that can that is ever growing. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I've just recognized that there is no such thing as an outside the box thinker. It's just the
Typical
willingness to
blokey
break
vibe.
down those barriers over time.
To
It's kind of like
continue,
a
I don't
Russian
have
doll.
to. I don't have to have an original thought, or I don't have to have a thought given to me when it comes to checking and verifying objective reality.
That's just the
Okay,
globe
I don't have to think about
framework.
measuring my table other than sticking the
Okay,
measurement
so
next to my table and then
nobody
seeing
had
the
an
measurement.
original. Sorry.
Go
Yes.
ahead, Get.
Yeah. So she said nobody has had original thought. So then, who thought of the theory of relativity for Einstein? Name one person. I know, for example, I know one person which actually
Henri
thought
Poincaré.
I don't know.
about.
I just feel as if the pursuit of knowledge is not claiming to know everything. It's the willingness to admit that you do not have enough time in this life to learn everything. So that's the beauty of
You're
it. We
saying
can't.
that Einstein did not have an original thought. So who thought about that idea before Einstein?
Henri Poincaré.
Just because they might
Who's
have had
that?
a thought doesn't mean it was articulated.
You don't know who Poincaré is? That's where Einstein stole literally everything.
The thought definitely could have existed, but just not been articulated. 100%.
I just. It's.
When did that guy live? Ray?
I don't know. It's just like information is like it's just
I'm curious.
it's just to be observed. Do you
No.
know what I mean? It's like if I like box myself in or I'm dogmatic towards these core beliefs, I feel as if I will never find the beauty of understanding that there's more than just one perspective. You know what I like? You get it? Like it's kind of like when you go walk into a grocery store and there's like 50
Well,
boxes of
yeah.
cereal. You become so overwhelmed because it's like I want to try all different flavors of cereal. I can't just pick one. So it's the same thing with beliefs. It's like how can I know for 100% certainty what happens to me after I die when I haven't experienced it yet? And you know, like I don't think death is something that should be like something that you should be fearful of because it's a continuum of like the natural like cycle of a human life. And to like
Have you ever been to prison?
no.
No. So that is a different perspective, which you never had then.
You're right. I will
So
never understand what it's like to go to
then,
prison.
yeah,
But
exactly.
But at
So
the same
you should
time, I
be
could say like
listening. You should be listening to people what they say, when they say, you know,
I just feel as
because
if everyone's life experiences are so niche and
yeah,
authentic that you know no perspective is just you know it's because it's like we used to have like a tribalist mentality and now it's kind of just like so individualized and compartmentalized to one perspective, especially with
But
everyone's
in
niche life
life,
experiences. It's
you
just
don't
crazy.
need to split the hair in anything like this in life. Certain things, all things have, and yeah, sometimes double, triple meaning, and you have to see that because
I just want to live life with simplicity, but look for
a lot of
complexity.
the
You know
things
what I
you
mean?
said,
So.
Ma'am,
a lot
you
of the
have been
things you said
dominating
in
the
here.
conversation with preaching, and you have not listened to anything Get Beget has been saying, because whenever he makes a statement, you say nothing linear to what he's saying in reply to
Yeah.
what you've been saying.
I don't even know what the subject of this conversation is. It's so mumbled.
Yeah, me neither.
It's her
She's
sophistry. That's the topic, apparently.
she's trying to achieve some sort of consciousness. I don't know.
I don't know, I'm just feeling this. I'm
Just
trying to gain mutual recognition that we're adding experience points to a character that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like we can't hold on to
No, I
core beliefs
don't know
so
what
prominently
what
to
sense
false
does
sense
that
of
even make?
security.
If we're not real, how are experience points real then?
Does that mean that you're clueless about reality? And that actually means that everybody's clueless about it as well because you think so?
Yep.
I'm sorry, could you reiterate that? I couldn't hear you that well.
That because you feel that you're clueless about reality, therefore everybody else is clueless as well because you think so.
So right, at the end of the day, the Earth is a donut, and there's nothing you can do to prove me wrong.
This conversation doesn't even have to do with flat earth or round earth. Like, this all had to do with like a philosophical like concept called epistemology. And it's just weird because it's like
no, you
maybe
are off
because of my
topic.
upbringing it's
This
made me
server. You come to the wrong place because this is not the topic of this place. You know, this server.
Well, you need epistemology to determine what's true and what's not.
well, I'm just saying it's like how can we
No,
claim
you
to be
don't
immune from
need
propaganda? I don't
epistemology.
think anyone is.
Epistemology
And
doesn't define what's
I
true
just don't
and
think
what's
anyone
not.
understands that.
You on to your own thing, Soraya. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like you found in philosophy chat.
I tried to talk to the people in the
Epistemology
philosophy chat, but
studies.
then they started like screaming at me. They were like, they were getting really heated about that, and I'm like, I've tried to talk to people that claim to love philosophy, and just nobody gets that. And like I try to associate it with epistemology, but I don't even know if it can be labeled like
What
that
is
either.
philosophy? To bewitching spells.
I don't know. I'm over it. I feel like I made some pretty good points, and I
Yeah.
have nothing else to say. Let's
Are
just
you
talk
not
about
a
something
flat
else.
earther? Pretty good. All right, so I was just gonna ask. I'm also kind of a lone wolf around here. You kind of seem like your own person. What did you think about this topic? What do you think they're saying? These flat earthers. Can you tell me what you think that means?
Well, I can't label myself as saying that I'm a flat earther or a round earther. I feel as if I just want to hear every single perspective, and
Okay.
I can't be dogmatic and only conform to one
Oh boy.
side. This makes no sense.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question real quick. I'm just going to try to ask one more time. I'm just going to try to ask this question one more time, if that's okay. What do you think flat Earth is?
It's like in the name. People that think that the Earth is flat.
Okay, what does that mean? What do you think that means? Can you describe? Jemsy's going to help me out. Jemsy's one of my friends. You see that guy down there? What do you think that means when they say they think the Earth is flat?
Yeah. So it's just like they think that there's like a plane, like